It's the final few seconds before the lights go out, and the race to the podium begins. You know this battle will be won off the track as well as on it. You've studied your tactics, anticipated every move like a grandmaster. You've researched and analysed, modified and fine-tuned to perfection your instincts to give you an edge over your rivals. Your drivers focused, your team ready. The championship in the balance. First past the checkered flag, the goal. Epic victory or ultimate failure. There is only a heartbeat between them.
Welcome to the 6th installment of the EGL tournament. Over the next 2 hours or so, we are going to witness some of the best online F1 drivers representing the best F1 leagues, all fighting it out for the highly desirable EGL title. The current reigning champions 2SRL are back again with the same championship winning lineup, hoping to make history in the EGL as becoming the first back-to-back champions. But standing in their way are SLR, DMR, and VRL. Welcome to EGL Rivals. There you go.
There you go. Hello, thanks for joining the stream. I am Thimo. You might know me from other commentaries, and alongside me is TipsyBob, who gave you this lovely introduction to this. And yeah, it's the sixth tournament, and I must say I'm very excited. There's going to be a theme, as you've already spotted in the trailer. It's basically from dusk to dawn, and that means we will be starting at Spa in the evening. Then we're going to do the night race in Singapore, ending with Bahrain in the sunrise. So we go through one night. Well, we don't really, we just do it in this Friday evening in 2 hours, but it's a theme. Embrace it. It will be epic.
Yeah, I think the only new track to the EGL Rivals tournament is Bahrain. I don't remember us actually racing on that to date on the tournament, so that's going to be an interesting one for us all to see. Not particularly the most popular track for drivers, but we like to try and circulate all the tracks on the EGL. But certainly, going from past experience in tournaments, Spa and Singapore does throw up some fantastic racing. So I think we're going to be in for another epic tournament, Thimo.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, it's an interesting, also a variety in tracks, because we've got Spa, where it's a really high-speed circuit, and you have, for example, the Camel Straight, which is such a good overtaking spot, one of the best on the whole calendar. Like, there's such a long straight coming out of Eau Rouge up Radeon, and then it's, as Tara likes to say, it's almost harder to not overtake there than to overtake if you've got DRS, ERS, and Slipstream. Well, Slipstream only to the extent that it exists in this game, but beside that, so there's going to be lots of overtaking in Spa, and then we're going to head into the night in Singapore through the into the twisty street circuit, and that's a whole like an entirely different challenge from Spa, where I mean, Singapore's the second slowest track on the calendar in average car speed over a lap, and Spa's one of the quickest, so a really vast difference there. And in tracks like these that are so tight and twisty, like Hungary was in EGL 5, it's going to be really hard to overtake. But if you want to overtake, and if you're capable of being faster than someone, then you have to do your hardest, and that means we will get some very fierce battles there, like Hungary last time. I mean, if you look at the track, you'll think, well, there's no overtaking. IRL, they don't overtake, but EGL is something different on the F1 game. You can still make it work, and I hope we're going to see some of that. And then Bahrain, as you said, we didn't have that on EGL, but I know from experience as a commentator, like every time I look at the calendar, like what's next, every time it's Bahrain, I'm kinda in a good mood, because I know it's gonna be somewhat exciting in long races even, and I think we hear the clock ticking down in the background, so that can only mean we're about to head out to the first track.
Yes, as you were nicely setting it up for us there, Thimo, it is indeed the first track is Belgium. It's one-shot qualifying. You kind of pretty much covered everything that is really need to be said about Belgium. You're saying the best overtaking spot is the Camel Straight, but I find even whenever you have drivers, even of this caliber, this high caliber that we are going to be witnessing today, Eau Rouge and Radeon still catches people out. I think we're in for an absolute treat for this first race in Spa. But shortly, when everybody loads up, we'll be kicking off the one-shot qualifying, and we'll be able to get kind of like a real-time view. You'll see on the scoreboard on the left, kind of where everyone's at and where their pace is. And I think you'll see people constantly switching, consistently. Because we know after some of the previous tournaments we've had, and we're quite familiar with most of these drivers. I mean, the talent and the quality is in abundance. So, like you're saying, these guys can overtake in some of the places where most people couldn't. So, but here we are, Thimo.
So here we go, and I've decided that we're going to ride on board, at least for a little bit, with our current EGL Drivers Champion, that is Jensen, and he's in P3 after turn 1. He's driving for SLR again, and he is currently running head-to-head with Speedy, who was one of his rivals last time. Pretorius is also up there. Two SLR drivers up there. Speedy and Terra for 2 Cyril also in the top 4. VRL's Wow is behind them, and Vexation is already out for VRL. So we are down to 19. We're down to 18 because Rinrin for DRMR is also retired. Bance is also up there, and Wow is jumping up the order. It's really hard to keep up. Astrobo is only down in P11 now. Jensen has made a mess of it. No, he hasn't. The timing tower is lying to me. That's not very nice, timing tower. You shouldn't do that. I don't appreciate being lied to. Bailey Thompson also there. Bans kind of fell back a bit, but Speedy is still in the lead. Wow has fought his way up. Danny Tard in P3. Danny Tard, a name only SLR OGs might remember. I think he drove 2 races, and it was the season opener of Season 1 and Season 2, and that's it. But he's here for the tournament. He's leading... No, he's not even leading the charge for VRL, but he is on the charge in his Racing Point car. Currently P4. Speedy still on top. Terra in P3. So it looks very good for the reigning champions. They have got drivers in, like, every other driver is theirs in the top 7. They've got Speedy in 1, Terra in 3, Yugos in 5, and Bance in 7. Where are the others? And now we're coming towards the bus stop chicane. How good is Speedy's run going to be? Is it good enough to claim pole? It's not! Wow is on the front row, at the very front. Speedy behind him. Terra in P3. I didn't spot more. That was That was exciting. I thought Speedy had it, like, right until the end, but then WoW came and surprised everyone. So, great performance from him.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say I'm not really surprised to see WoW up there. I mean, he was one of the guys I mentioned before we went live about. I mean, the guy's got speed. We seen last time out in the tournament that we kind of messed around with his name. WoW. But yeah, it's no surprise to see him up there. But again, look at that. The two SRL boys in second, third, and fourth.
Wow.
In fact, all the two SRL boys in the top 10 bar Nick just missing out in P11. So they're sending a statement already and qualifying that they are here for a fight and they wanted to, they want to defend this title.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this is going. Of course, we've got 2 new faces as well. Like the only leagues that have already driven an EGL tournament that are still here are 2SRL and SLR. The other 3 from last tournament have been kind of replaced. So SARL is gone, partly due to connection problems. Like there were some issues because, of course, they are in South Africa. So it was causing some headaches. Then we have got, after OCR has had its fair share of trouble, we have kind of replaced it with a DMR, a league hosted by Popo Gamer and Eddie Ranov. I think both of them are driving today. Yes, they are. And they've picked up Marcinez, who was driving for SOR last time, and SOR is gone as well. So SOR has kind of been replaced by VRL. They have got Light Cruiser, who is the host of VRL. They've got Bascodinho, Vexation, and who am I missing? Danny Tart and WoW, who was driving for SOR. So we've got 2 SOR drivers picked up by other leagues, trying their best to represent the new one after their old one has jumped ship.
Yeah, so the only names I are kind of new to me, excuse me, the only kind of names that are new to me is Vexation and Danny Tard. So they're kind of like an unknown entity to me. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys, how they perform.
Yeah.
But I mean, the familiar faces. You just look down the top 10, and it's the familiar faces of who we would expect to see: Jensen, Bailey, Tara, Speedy. WoW. Normally in our respective leagues, we like to try and kind of call it, who we think is going to get the race win. And it's usually a little easier because in each respective league there is, 1 or 2 standout drivers. But the EGL rivals, it makes it so difficult to actually call a winner, because even though you can see the grid as it is in qualifying, any one of these guys is capable of winning because they're all remarkably fast.
Yeah.
But in saying that, Thimo, I am going to put you on the spot and ask you, who do you reckon is going to nail it in Spa?
Yeah, that's the pick'em game that I proposed that is now coming back to...
backfiring on you.
Yeah, it really is. So, like, I'll be doing a full podium. I know, like, RTL is doing a full podium. I think that's kind of entertaining. So, I am going to go for... I kind of want to pick Terra for the race win. I don't know why. I've got this feeling he's always very good at these tournaments. We saw last time, like, he doesn't win very often in 2SRL. He's the one with the second most wins, but kind of in EGL he always hooks it up. And I think Spa is one of his better tracks. So I kind of want to pick Terra for the victory. Then I want to pick WoW behind him, and Speedy in third. I think. Yeah, that would be my pick, but I could be absolutely wrong. What's yours?
Yeah, I think that the 3 drivers you're naming there, those top 3, WoW, Speedy, and Terra, I think that will probably be the podium, as long as there's no incidents. In what order, I'm not sure. I reckon Speedy's going to get this.
Okay.
And I think Hugo's going to have a hard time defending against Bailey and Jensen.
Yeah, I thought about Bailey there, but then I thought, well, Speedy is not going to drop off the podium, so I still put him on third. But let's find a good camera angle for the start. Do you want to call it? Just do it.
You go ahead. Oh, okay, man. So we're all on board with WoW gets off the line and he leads the field away, and there doesn't look to be anyone making the jump. at the start. I see there's an Alpha on the inside line. I have a terrible camera, so
Yeah, Yugos is kind of on the back of Terra there, but he might try something, but so far it's very much in order. The two Mercedes are going to run side by side through Eau Rouge. They are fine. Jensen holds on. Danny Tart behind them. And there's a crash, I think. Marston's off. Yeah, I didn't see what happened there. I completely missed it. I'm sorry. Aeronov is kind of slow. Bans in the pack up front. Wow is still ahead of Speedy, then Terra. Yugos, Bailey, and Danny Tart has picked off Jensen. There's a bit of smoke and dust kicked up in the background. Danny Tart has made a move on Jensen. Now Jensen is trying to take it back in Bruxelles. I think that corner is called. And yeah, he does. I don't think we've had massive changes in positions. Let me quickly... No, we don't have any position changes in the top 10. That's very interesting for Spa. Nicolas has kind of dropped back. But very much in order. Only Martinez has unfortunately crashed his car. That's
yeah, it's what I was saying, Speedy or Thimo, that even the best drivers are prone to mistakes on Eau Rouge and Radion, and that seems to what happened to Martin.
Oh wow, with a very bad run, and now Speedy might actually attack him. Sorry to interrupt. He's going for a move here on the outside of Blanchimont. Can he pull it off? It's a move we've seen Max Verstappen do IRL, and Speedy pulls it off in EGL, and he goes for the lead. Oh, now wow, re-ends him a little bit, but I didn't see an end plate going off there. Just a little bit of contact. Terra is also very close to them. Side-by-side action. Bailey on Yugos for P4.
Yeah, so there may be some tactics coming into play. Oh, and Wow hits the back of Speedy again, and he just kind of punts with really Speedy.
And now Terra... Oh, can Terra actually do something here? He might be the laughing one in the end, but they're side-by-side action. Bailey Thompson on Yugos. Can SLR's driver Bailey Thompson do something about the two Sorel train at the front? They are side-by-side. There's more side-by-side action up front. I want to keep everything in eyesight, but I can't really because there's too much going on. Will you please stop running double file?
Wow gets the move back done on Speedy to get the P1 again. Jensen's also got himself a 3-second time penalty as well.
I did miss that. That's kind of...
Yeah, Jensen and Vexation have both got a 3-second time penalty, and we know the time penalty.
There's a yellow flag. Who's that? Who's that?
Sector 2, yeah. I'm not sure.
Sector 2, I don't know. I don't want to scroll through everyone now. Maybe it's Vexation? Yeah, it's Vexation. And he's retired, so that's one DMR driver, one VRL driver gone. And Wow has made the...
As predicted, Thimo Bailey is really harassing Hugos. Big time. Hugos is having to defend a lot against Bailey. Bailey's looking really, really...
This is such a big train. Look at that. Yeah, but Bance holding on to the back. Bance has got Icewind there. Then it's Pretorius. They are just all... Can like every league race ever be like that? I would really like that. Can we get like Extreme Racing League with these 20 drivers? I would totally want to commentate that.
Oh, Bance is standing up the inside of Jensen at the bus stop.
Indeed he is.
They're still running side by side. And I think Bance is going to get this move done.
Jensen knows that. Late braking. Bance was the one who broke later, and now he's maybe got him into turn 1, into La Source. No, he doesn't. Jensen defends it masterfully, but now we might have to go up to the front because Speedy's on the back of Wow.
Speedy's got DRS on Wow. Wow's not even going to fight him. He knows there's nothing he can do with the down the camel straight. The DRS is really, really powerful.
Yeah, it really is. You kind of cut out there. I'm sorry. And Bailey has also got Yugos, but wow, Yugos hangs it around the outside. They are side by side. Collision! Yugos is gone! Yugos into the wall, and that's an end plate gone at least. Now we'll have to let people through. So Yugos drops out and maybe locks up into the... Okay, he doesn't crash into Light Cruise. I already saw it coming, but it didn't happen. Let's be happy it didn't happen. But Yugos loses it there on Bailey Thompson. I think that might have kind of been his own fault. I think I called racing incident. I was tumbling down the order. Sorry.
But that has now freed up Bailey to get on the back of Terror. And we do know Bailey has the pace to catch up with these guys. So I would say by the end of this lap, Bailey's going to be joining this battle for P1. We're going to have a 4-way battle.
Yeah, let's hope so. Also, Danny Tard, like, he is a big unknown for us. His pace is obviously not the same as it was in the first race on EGL in SLR Season 1, so I really can't judge him. And but so far he's doing really good, and he's clinging onto the back of Bailey. So if Bailey is going to catch the top 3, I suspect Danny Tart will as well. And now Jensen's already diving into the pit lane. Early pit stop. Does he have a front wing damage? Like I don't know.
I'll run on board with Jensen to find out. Let's see if he gets his front wing change.
No, he doesn't.
No front wing change for Jensen. He switches to the softs.
Plain undercut. Yeah, strategy is kind of interesting. It's not a lot of laps. Softs can last very long here. I think you can pit in I think the pit laps are going to be 5 and 6. You can do lap 6. I think you can even do lap 7, but it's like not optimal. So I don't think we will see it. Yeah, if Terra and Speedy switched positions now, it could feel very superior in our little guessing game, but...
have you got the tires on display, Thimo?
No, I have not. Let me change that. Now I do.
There you are. Light Cruiser and Nick and Astro started on the mediums as have a few other boys. That could play, nicely into their hands later on in the race. And they're going to be they're going to be very pacey in the latter stages of this race. There is, of course, only 11 laps, 25% race distance. But that 3-second time penalty is really going to damage Jensen. When you consider how even most of these guys are, especially the top 5, it's going to be very difficult for him to get that to shake that 3-second time penalty, unless of course someone else gets it. But we've known that these boys at the top, they are very consistent. Oh, Bans get a bit sideways at the bus stop. They are very consistent with their pace. So I don't know. I think Jensen's going to really rue that 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, he might. I don't know. Can you check if WoW Speedy Terror have got penalties or
I don't think they have any penalties.
They don't have penalties, but I mean warnings.
And Terra's got DRS on WoW up front. I'll go check.
Speedy has come out in relatively clean air, so he doesn't get DRS and slipstream off anyone, but he also does not get any... he won't be impeded on. And Danny Tart picks up a penalty, and he's a P3 right now. I think it's a Ned P5, but still, it matters. So he and Jensen now with penalties.
WoW has 2 warnings. Oh. Terra has 1 warning.
How about Speedy?
Just checking. 2. Yeah, Speedy has 2 warnings.
Oh, that's actually, that's huge. Maybe one of them makes a mistake, and speaking of making mistakes, bans with a penalty. So, I don't know, where do you get penalties here? I mean, we just saw WoW putting 4 wheels off track, so there's corners where you can do that, and it's completely fine, like that one, or basically any other corner. But then there's also Rouge, it's easy to cut there if you're scared that you're going to spin out, or if your car's not stable enough, you might overcorrect to the inside and then cut the corner. That happened to me a lot. So that's probably your main source. But apart from that, I don't know. Maybe bus stop if you cut it too much. WoW into the pits now. Let's see where he comes out.
Follows him. Yeah.
I'll change the gap to leader.
I thought Terra was going to get a time penalty there because it looked like he was entering the pits rather fast. But just to touch on what I was saying earlier there about these time penalties, we do know that the Terra is very, very, consistent with his, staying within the track limits, and of course he's only got 1.
Speedy is already ahead of WoW and Terra. He's going into La Source, and will he come out ahead of him? Yes, he will, and he's got a good gap that might even actually be out of DRS, and Terra has been undercut by Bailey Thompson, so Terra down into net P4. The undercut proving strong. But I know from listening to practice sessions that they didn't really mind that too much at Spa because it's easy overtakes, and Terra just demonstrated that as he breezes past Bailey, so didn't lose a position in the end. So yeah, let's see. Now Speedy's tires are 1 lap older, and it's a 7 kilometer and 4 meter lap, so you know, that's a lot of time. We're one lap here, and maybe it'll come back to bite him in the end. Now he's behind Bascadinho.
Penalties permitting, this may be Tara's race, because if he's able to keep up with Speedy and Wow, and they are both on 2 warnings, so one more warning and they're going to get themselves a time penalty, and Tara has only 1 warning, so this could play into his hands if he can just keep up with these guys.
Also, someone we haven't mentioned at all today, kind of to my surprise, is Astro Boys. He's down in P15, I don't know. Maybe he didn't get enough time to prepare. Normally we know he's a quick guy, and he's only in P15. Don't know what happened there. Oh, Speedy's finally passed Bascadinho as well. Wasn't a real fight for position, but that doesn't mean that he didn't have a problem getting past him, and that means that WoW is already back into the DRS, and now Speedy might be in trouble. Terra the next one to pass Bascadinho. I expect Terra to go past on the Camel Straight, and there will certainly be some action on the Camel Straight for the 2 leaders as well.
Yeah, so Thomas Toto is asking in the chat about who did the fastest lap. You don't need to switch it. Yeah, Jensen has just said it. 1 minute 46.8. It was previously Speedy. 1 minute, 46.8, but a much higher, closer to the 1 minute 46.8.
And Terra on Bascadinho, and Wow on Speedy. Down the inside, Camel Straight into Lacombe, and he's done it. Wow back up into the lead. The pole sitter is leading again, ahead of Speedy and Terra, so we've got ourselves the grid order again. I think Bailey even qualified. No, Yugos qualified in P4. Yugos, by the way, down in P6, 17, so he will most likely not score points.
So just looking at these guys, so Bascadinho still needs to pit, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah, so so far it's looking like that our call is going to be correct in terms of the 3 drivers on the podium. It's just a matter of in what order.
Yeah, Jensen has now got to fight his way past Bascadinho, but Bascadinho just let his teammate Danny Tart by, so Jensen could pick him up as well. And wow, it's already building a reasonable gap. I wonder what the ERS situation is. I know that Terra... That's basically also why I put Terra on for victory. Also the penalty situation, and I have seen his race in 2 Sorel, and he won that over Speedy as well. Basically on penalties, but he was also very good playing the strategic game. And the strategic game normally involves staying in DRS, but I think he just dropped out of DRS, so I might just be totally wrong with my call.
Astro Boys is caught up on the back of Bance here, and we're just looking about the approach, the Eau Rouge, Radion Camel Straight. So with the DRS, I think we may see an attempted pass for the final point.
And now Speedy gets out of the slipstream, and he's alongside WoW, and I think we are going to play some switcheroo for the next few laps, because it's Speedy up into the lead ahead of WoW again. And I think actually, like, maybe a penalty could decide this. They are running super close. So wait, if this is that way, then after lap 9, WoW will would lead again, and in lap 10 it would be Speedy, and in lap 11 it would be WoW. So technically, if it was like that.
Thimo, can you make sure you get the tires on as well? What tires everyone's on?
Sure.
Boys, people are asking for it on the stream.
Sure.
You're being called a schmuck on the chat.
Did you just call me a schmuck?
I just called you a schmuck. I was saying someone in the chat, Kitsune, is calling you a schmuck.
Yeah, she's just testing if I'm going to say a bad word. Anyway.
Yeah, she's poking, she's prodding you. See if you're going to crack.
I will not say a bad word. I will just say Batman. So. Wow, on the back of Speedy. Can he maybe make a move into bus stop? I don't think he even wants to. Danny Tart has passed Jensen. I don't know how that happened. Probably a very bad run from Jensen, and there's like no point passing into Blanchimont or into bus stop, because you're just going to lose that position on the Camel Straight again. Light Cruiser is past Pretorius. Last time they were teammates, but this time they were not. I don't know if Pretorius drove last tournament, but he's an SLR driver. Light Cruiser was an SLR driver. Now he's driving for his own league, VRL. Pretorius has the inside line, but Light Cruiser has more grip on the soft tires, and I think that's what gave him the edge here.
Yeah, so we're going to have another change up at the front. Wow is currently on the Camel Straight going past Speedy.
And it even looked like Speedy. Yeah, Speedy is in. He's in engine mode 1 for the for the ERS, so really doesn't care. Also, Pretorius has claimed the position from Light Cruiser back.
Yeah, so do you know what? This is actually going to come down between these two guys in terms of who is going to get the
Yellows who's gone. It is, never mind, it's not Shu. Who has crashed? No one at the front. It's not Basket. I don't know. Popo lost a few positions. It's probably Popo. And Terra's also. Sorry. Go on.
I was just going to say, it's whoever gets the DRS on the final lap on the Camel Straight will probably win this. So I wonder will Speedy try and play this smart and try to stay behind WoW until the final lap and then deploy full attack on his ERS.
And Pretorius, I think we've lost Pretorius. Yes, we have. Pretorius is gone. He's tumbling down the order into P13. So Pretorius out of the points. That puts Bans back into the points paying positions. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was in a fight there. I think with a light cruiser, and I guess he got the worst of it. Go on.
No, I was pretty much finished. I'm just thinking Speedy may just try and stay behind WoW and get him on the final Camel Straight lap.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We're going to see now. I think you might actually be right. I personally will have a look at the telemetry now, and I don't know. I kind of doubt that Speedy will go into overtake or anything. He'll just leech battery, try to stay close, but he's on the edge of DRS.
He's going to get DRS here now on this second last Camel Straight. So he's going to probably use this to try and close up. He's going to then charge his battery, I imagine. And then whenever they hit on the bus stop here, he's going to just switch it probably into full attack mode, give it everything he's got to try and get past WoW on the Camel Straight. Of course, WoW will, if this does happen, WoW will have a chance at the bus stop chicane. And so will Speedy if he doesn't get it done.
Only caught the tail end of that. So basically the situation now is that we've got Speedy and he has 40% of ERS and WoW is roughly got the same. Yeah, Speedy kind of miscalculated there. He didn't think he would need all of his... Oh, Jensen with another penalty. He's in trouble. He'll fall out of the top 10. Light Cruiser also penalty. Nicolais might actually get into the points. So now Speedy 36% and WoW 33 at the same point. It really doesn't make a difference now. Speedy has to give it everything, try and get as much ERS out of this breaking into the bus stop as he can and then into La Source, and then he has to do it on the final lap. I expected him to do it because that's what gave Terra a victory in Tusserol, so I'm pretty sure Speedy was aware of that. Also Terra has dropped down completely. He's kind of conceded that he might actually be victim to Bailey Thompson. But now let's keep our eyes peeled at what's going on here. Speedy.
Yeah, if you can watch up at the battle up ahead, Thimo, I'll keep an eye on Bailey.
So, and Speedy's ERS is almost completely gone, but look at that overspeed! Oh, he doesn't, and now he's running out of ERS. He does have him. I was wrong. He's got him. That's Speedy up to P1. And Bailey's also passed Terra. And Icewind has also passed any part. There's 3 switcheroos going on. Now, WoW will be struggling. He's got basically no ERS, as has Speedy. And Bailey Thompson has made it onto the podium for now. I don't know what's going on with Terra. It looks like he's struggling very, very much.
Yeah, Bailey's also got more battery than Terra as well for the final straight, so that looks like that is a move done for the podium.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's like 1 sector to go. They are going to go into, I think, Campus Corner and then into Stavelo or Paul Frere. I don't quite know.
So as predicted, Thimo, that's exactly what I said has happened. So the final chance will be bus stop here for a while. This is only hope of getting this race win on Speedy.
Can he do it? Will he send it? Will he do something daring or maybe even something stupid? He tries to break him around the outside. Speedy makes his car as wide as he can and he does not falter. Speedy takes victory, takes the checkered flag first, and he's won the first EGL race today. Wow comes home second, Bailey Thompson in third, Terra in fourth, Icewind fifth, Danny Todd sixth, just ahead of Jensen, but Jensen will fall down the order like Cruz as well, and that promotes Astro Boys into sixth. I did not see that coming. He was absolutely nowhere, and suddenly he's in P6. Great performance from him. And Nicolai's also on the points. Jensen clinging on to 1 point. Then we've got the two Red Bulls for 2 Sorel in 11 and 12. Shu for DMR sadly leads the charge for DMR in P13. Pretorius 14 after his spin, Rin 15, Popo Gamer 16, Adam 17, Bascodinia 18, and Vexation and Marcinez DNFs. So, that's been
I
the
was
first
right,
race.
Thimo, so you owe me a drink because I said Speedy would get it.
Oh, we weren't done yet.
Yeah, so he would get the race win, but I think the more important thing is all 5 drivers of SLR score points.
No, they don't. Do they?
Yes, they do. Yeah,
I thought
all
Benson
5.
and Hugos were in 11 and 12.
No, Vance dropped down to 11th. Must have been penalties.
Yeah, he had penalties. So, but still, I think Tussauds should lead after this. I don't know. Also, I think you got 2 right. I got 1 right. I said Wow was gonna finish second, and you said Speedy first, and I think Wow second. So, like, it's 2-1. I can still win. It's not over yet. Don't be too happy.
It's not over by a long shot, as we know. So there's the official standings. Fastest lap. Who got the fastest lap?
I think it was Jensen, and he. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was Wow. 145.6.
Oh right, yeah, it was.
In the top 10.
Yeah, it was.
So Wow actually gets an extra point. Or are we doing that as well?
Yes, we are. So Wow is on 19 points for VRL. Where's the next VRL driver? It's Danny Todd in P7, and then we've got Light Cruisers, so they get like 6 plus 4, so they are 10, 19, 29. I think VRL is at 29 points. And Tussauds will definitely have more than VRL. They have got 25 for Speedy, they have got Terra on 12, and Nicolais on 2, so it's 14 plus 39 for them. So I think we've got a Tussauds lead.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Let's wait for the standings though.
Yeah, so let everyone, the viewers, know what's happening now. So there'll be roughly about a 10-minute pause. We're of course going to stay alive, but there will be a little pause while it gives the drivers first of all a chance to recover from that the first race. Also, if anybody has any incidents that they feel hard done by or they want to report, this gives them this little window. It gives them an opportunity to find the footage and upload it. And the FIA are working in the background, and we were trying to do our best to give you live FIA results so that we can have a really fluid tournament. So that's what's going to happen right now. So the FIA will, of course, be. I don't think they'll be inundated, Thimo, with incidents because I didn't really see many there.
I think there was like 2. One of them we caught on stream, and that was Hugos and Bailey Thompson. But I think from the camera angle I had and like the very limited judging time, and obviously I only watched it once, but I think it was a racing incident. I don't know. It kinda. I think Bailey gave him enough room, and Hugos just like hit his side pod and then spun. It's very unfortunate, but I think that's what happened. And Pretorius and Light Cruiser I think came together because they were fighting all the time. Suddenly Pretorius was tumbling down the order, so maybe there was a crash. Maybe he just lost it on his own. We'll see, but I don't think there will be any need. Like I don't think there's a need for a penalty after this race. It was a rather clean one. We didn't see. I don't even think we saw proper wheel banging or anything. We saw Marcinez dying in lap 1, or rather we didn't see it. We just heard you reacting to it because the camera angles wouldn't let me watch it.
It seemed to be. You know the way whenever you're coming up, you reach Eau Rouge, then there's the fast right to go up over Radion. Sometimes if you cut that, as everyone will know, you cut it too much, you try to take too much curb, it just sucks the rear end of the car around. And that's kind of what happened. It seemed to me what happened to Marston. His whole car got sucked round to the side, and then he just plowed into the wall, and his race was over. He had lost a front left, I think it was.
Yeah. By the way, we're waiting for the standings graphics while our live standings team is working in the background, so that's why we've got these placeholder graphics for now. Do we maybe want to get an interview or something after race 1? Like, the obvious pick would be Speedy. Maybe you can PMM or maybe wow.
I can jump in quickly and just see if we can grab him if you would like.
Yeah, I can.
He may be busy with other things, but I'll just go and see if we can grab someone.
Just ask him.
Give me 2 seconds.
So now that Tipsy's gone, I can talk a lot of bad things behind his back. Nothing comes to mind that I can say on stream. That's very sad. Maybe Kinsoon can help me. So who else could we interview? Maybe we could interview WoW. I don't know, Bailey Thompson might also be up for one. But I think the winning driver is the most reasonable choice. How much points do SLR get? SLR get 25.
So we've got Speedy, Thimo.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
That was tense, wasn't it? Well, for me anyway. Don't like you guys.
It was pretty tense. Like, we all had a seat, but we only needed the edge of it. So you won that first race. Congratulations, first of all. And the first thing I wanted to ask is, so obviously there was some mind games going on, and on the Camel Straight, because I think you put it in low ERS mode for lap 10. Did you think that was like risk? Did you plan that for basically a longer time that you would do that to the end, or was it like, oh, I might not get him, I'll just do it, or like?
It was a mix. Well, it was a mix of both, but mainly it was because I wanted to be behind him on the last lap. But there was no fighting. He was getting past me there anyway, and there was no point pulling an overtake just to him get past anyway. So I let him pass, stuck it in hot lap to keep up with him, and then just sent it in the last lap.
Yeah, I saw the massive overspeed you got on him, so I was kind of surprised as well. You were running in like, I think 9% ERS, but he was as well, so the overspeed.
Well, I was using 1/4 wings, that probably helped as well.
Oh right, your almighty low downforce setup, I remember.
Yeah, that's why he's so quick in the second sector, and I'm just kind of like struggling around.
That actually explains a lot. Because I was wondering, like in lap 10, I thought maybe you outgambled yourself. That was going to be the next question I asked, because you fell down quite a bit in like sector 2 of lap 10. I thought, like, did you see the win slip away in lap 10?
I did a little bit until I realised how close he was quite slow in the bus stop area. He kept like defending air, and I was just like, why? So it kind of allowed me to get a little bit closer to him. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he's very fast, and I'm kind of scared in the next races, to be honest.
Well, I don't want to keep you back too much, Speedy, from getting set up for the next race, but I want to thank you personally, because you've helped me get 1-0 on Thimo. He didn't pick you for the race win, and I did.
Oh, who did he pick?
I picked Terra.
Terra.
Oh, okay. It's not a bad shot.
Based on 2 Sorel.
So that's minus 10 credit points for Thimo.
Watch out for Bance now, because he's taking his blindfold off now. So.
Oh.
All
right, Speedy. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. All right. See you guys.
Yeah, I would have actually liked to ask Tara as well, but I don't want to bring all the TSRL boys in. But I was just wondering, was he suffering from any issues? Also, Thimo, I don't know if you know, but the points is up. The points are ready. System.
Oh, that's great. That's
so they're ready to upload, ready to display to the people. But yeah, I was wondering, was Terra suffering from any damage there? Because he was able to keep up with Wow and Speedy, but then we started to see him near the very end, maybe the last 2 to 3 laps.
Yep.
He's really starting to drop off. I wonder, was he just kind of conceding, okay, he's not going to get, to beat these guys, or did he have an issue?
I don't know. I don't think he had a particular issue. Maybe it was like tires, even though no, he got the overcut. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was also a lack of concentration. I would have actually liked to ask Speedy that, but now he is gone. But instead of Speedy, we now have the standings, as you said, and my head calculations weren't too bad. Actually, they were accurate. We've got TwoCyril in P1 leading the charge with 39 points over SLR on 34, then we've got VRL 29 and DMR on 0. So we've got 5 points between TwoCyril, SLR and VRL each, so like 10 wrap the three of them up, and DMR are kinda in a troubling spot without
Yeah, I
it.
was gonna just say there, Timo, that's a really competitive first race when you see how those top three teams anyway, they're not really separated by much. I know the last tournament, season 5, 2SRL ran away with it. They had the team championship won by the second race. So maybe not so much today in terms of you can see how closely they're all matched. And I guess Speedy just kind of echoes what I was saying previously. Wow is a seriously fast driver. And I know, as you know, Thimo, personally, how fast Speedy and Terran are, and you can just see how Wow is he's up there with them. But of course, Belgium is a fast track. Up next, I believe, is Singapore.
Yeah, it is going to be Singapore next. We have moved from dusk to night, and so like my expectations for this race are kind of complicated. So on the last day, I've been on the TwoCyril Discord frequently, and I've listened to the TwoCyril boys practicing, and I don't want to give away any secrets that definitely exist because they shared a lot of secrets. But I think that within TwoCyril, Speedy has kind of always struggled with Singapore, I believe, and he's driving on a pad, and there's going to be high tire temps, and that's what cost him victory last time out in Hungary. You probably remember.
Well, there's a 10-second countdown. Sorry, Timo. So we're getting into the action.
Yeah, we are. I am aware. And so like, I think maybe Speedy might not be on top again. I can already see myself picking the wrong horse all the time because I underestimate Speedy. I think Terra was very quick here, and it's like one of his favorite tracks, but I can't judge Wow at all, and Bailey Thompson and all the others. It's...
Well, what we can tell you from the FIA reports of the previous race is the FIA have analysed all of the reports, and there is only one penalty. Light Cruiser gets a 5-second time penalty with a collision with Pretorius.
Okay, so was the one we didn't see was probably his fault then. I mean, it was Lefhangia, so he probably like maybe cut him off, and that made Pretorius spin. That's what I imagine happened. Yeah. So we are getting ready for the qualifying. Let's hope everyone loads in as planned. We're waiting for Light Cruiser, Wow, and Bascadinho. Bascadinho is loaded in, and there we go. So let's see. Icewind on top for now, but I mean, they haven't even reached the braking zone, so what does that really say? We've got Astro Boys and Icewind at the front right now. It's an Alpha 1-2 for the moment. Wow is in P4, where our favorite Speedy is in P5. And Speedy is kind of tumbling down the order. He's in P4 again. Terra also up there. Icewind still leading. I know that TwoCyril have practiced like, I don't know, 10 one-shot qualifyings all together. And was that a bug? No, they actually fell down the order. It was... Okay, Iceman wasn't actually leading, so we've got Wow in P1, Speedy in P2, Jensen in P3, and Terra in P4. Rinrin has retired, so he probably lost the card. Vance is kind of in trouble, he's in P17. We've got Astra in P16. Speedy and Wow are picking the fight up where they left it in Spa. They are going nose to nose, and Terra is still chasing them. Jensen, who won the last tournament, is in P4. Pretorius in P5 for SLR. Yugos and Nicolas are also on a good charge. Villarreal has got a group between P10 and P13, and they've got Wow in P1. Terra's slowly dropping a little bit. It's hard to watch qualifying. Now it's the third sector. Let's see how much Wow nails this. Like it's very difficult apexes, and like look at that precision you need to have. I guess if he did that like 5 times, I could assure you that he would get almost exactly the same line every time. And he is on pole, ahead of Jensen, and then Terra, and then Speedy. So Terra did actually beat Speedy. We've got Jensen, who's back up, but Wow claims pole again. Bailey Thompson P5, Pretorius P6, and 7 Yugos 8. Nicolas Iceland only in P9. Well, I mean, it's a good position, but I thought he was high up the order, but I guess Codemasters lied to us.
Yeah, so Singapore, very, very different to Spa. Spa, of course, is an open air, fast, mountainous countryside track, whereas Singapore, the hot and sticky streets of Singapore, where one little mistake, one little slight error or misjudgment in braking can end your race. And a bit like Monaco and the likes of the tracks of that nature, qualifying position is key. Not quite as difficult to overtake as it is in Monaco, but I know that Singapore, from insider knowledge, that Singapore is not particularly one of the S2 SRL boys' favorite tracks.
I don't know. So I know yesterday evening they did like 8, 9, 10 one-track qualifying sessions there, and like I think they did the most practice overall for Singapore. I think this might actually be one of their stronger tracks. It's gonna be hard to judge. What's our lineup again? We've got Wow, Terra, we've got Wow, Jensen, Terra, right? That's our top 3.
Wow, Jensen, Terra, yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, also track position is pretty valuable. You can maybe you can undercut here. Maybe you can have a strong undercut to get ahead of people you couldn't overtake on track, and then hold them up good. So that might be something happening here, but
yeah, but in saying
that,
Thimo, yep. It is Singapore, and I mean the potential for disaster in this race for anyone is quite high. Safety, I don't know if safety car is enabled. Is
it's
on
off.
The it's off. Okay, normally it's a pretty high rate or chance of getting a safety car in Singapore. So, although this is the current lineup, I wouldn't second guess it just yet, because anything can happen. But once again, Thimo, who do you think is going to get the race win?
I think we should do the whole podium. I'm just saying, like.
All right.
Like I think last time you said Wow second, so that's why you're 2 on 1 on me. But like, I think I'm going to be a boring person here, and I say that Wow is going to win this. And then maybe I'm just overrating him. That's possible. But then I pick Terra. I think he will get past Jensen. And P3 is hard.
I would say yes. I agree. I think Wow is going to get this race win. It's not like it would be a brave man to not consider Jensen. He is the current EGL champion. However, I think Jensen is going to get himself another time penalty, because remembering back from last tournament, he did get himself a few penalties as well. So with that said, with that bit of knowledge banked in the back of my mind, I'm going to say Wow for the race win, Terra for P2 to jump Jensen,
and Speedy in P3.
P3 is a hard one because Jensen might be able to hang on to P3.
I'm gonna go and say Speedy P3. I'm sorry, Jensen. I mean, you're a very capable driver, but I kinda like I have to shake it up. So
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go Wow P1, Terra P2, and Jensen P3 purely for the fact that Speedy has Bailey and Pretorius behind him, and those guys they like to they like they like to fight to get that place done, and so anything can happen. So Speedy's got a real battle here between these two guys behind him.
yeah, true. So let's see what happens. I think I'll do this start.
All right.
So
It allows me to drink the tea.
yeah, I need some water, but I can't drink because I'm talking all the time. If there only was a fix for that. So we are getting our start lights. It's 3, it's 4, and it's 5, and we are off. Race 2 of EGL tournament number 6, and it looks to me like WoW got a reasonably good launch, but Jensen also already on the inside. The two McLarens side by side. I don't know who is who, but I think Speedy's got the better there. Terra might be on the inside now. We've got yellow flags in the background. Let's see. Is there anyone spun or something? I think Nick Olace. Yeah, Nick Olace has spun. So that's very unfortunate. WoW is leading Jensen. Then we've got Terra. Bailey is snatched up. Oh, we've got someone off in the background. That's
I think crash the back.
Icewind. I think it's Icewind or Astro Boys. And there's
Astro's
another one.
alive and he takes out Bance.
Oh no, we've got like both alphas in a very bad state. And Bailey Thompson on the inside of Speedy, and Speedy has to go out of the way there. Now he's tumbling down the order. I think.
Oh, DMR! Shoo! He dives down the inside of Bascandino. He hits also another driver. He can't dive. While Thimo's standing there, you can't dive like that, man. I don't know if you got that in the stream.
No, I didn't. On the inside here, Light Cruiser. So, Bailey Thompson has picked Speedy, and then we've got like a little position change, and then we've got a flood of drivers who all will gain positions, and at the back we've got Icewind, Bance, Astro, Nick, and Bascodin. You all lost.
Make sure you get the tires on, Thimo, for the people watching.
Yeah. I think the position changes are very interesting in the first lap, so that's like. But I'll get the tires on for sure. We've got DMR in 11 to 14. Will they get a point? Oh, in 4 to 15 even, they are a full train. So, what can the drivers do? Bailey has already thrown himself between two Sorrel. Between two Sorrel. He is separating the two McLarens, and right now SLR are in the best spot, especially because they also have Pretorius and P6 to back them up points-wise. And they might even get into a better position. If Jensen is able to do something about WoW in P1, he's very close, it's 0.3 of a second, and he's holding his own maybe with DRS on the next lap. It could lead to an overtaking maneuver. Bailey Thompson ahead of Speedy, and there's a good gap. I don't think Speedy will get past quickly. Good gap to Pretorius. Let's see. Hugos, Light Cruiser, Danny Tyler Vexation running as a unit. What an absolute unit. Oh, what absolute units. And I should have muted my WhatsApp. Sorry for that. Pit stops for 4 drivers: Nick, Astro, Bance,
DMR, Shu, and Bascandino are really fighting it out here. I think Bascandino is probably pretty annoyed with the potential disaster that was caused by Shu on that. I don't remember what turn it was, but it was the 90-degree right. So Bascandino does get the move back done on Shu.
And Vexation and Vexation and Danny Todd, what are you doing? Your teammates! But they are fighting very hard, and Danny Todd stays ahead. For the moment, Vexation has to give up his place. Lycruiser probably as their team leader, or like the league host looking into the mirror. What are you doing? We should run as a unit. I was lying when I said that. But so far there's no harm done for them, and WoW is doing it's doing a grand job for them up front.
Yeah, but Jensen, the DRS is enabled, and Jensen's going to get the DRS on him. So if he can keep on the back of him here for this, what's this, the second corner?
Yeah.
We might see it.
WoW gets a little bit sideways. I think it's safe to say Jensen got a better run, and now he's got Slipstream, and he's got DRS, and he kind of punts it to him there. There was really no room where he could go out, so that happened. This run, and they collide! Jensen almost spins off. And now he's still on the inside, and WoW goes very wide there. Now Terra might actually try and jump in there. say hello, I exist as well. Jensen on the outside, and Terra gets it all wrong, and now Bailey's up into P3, and SLR taking over. They are in P1 and P3 now. Bailey and Jensen both in the top 3. Great performance from him. Terra looked like he could do something against WoW, and then suddenly Bailey overtook him because Terra kind of overcooked it on traction.
Wow, these things are heating up here for this battle. We've got 5 drivers in contention for this race win, and it's only lap 3.
Yeah.
SLR's doing really well here with Jensen and Bailey. I mean, I did say that Speedy's going to have a hassle here with Bailey because he's going to be marching this assault on up the grid here to try and get into these podiums because he's young, he's hungry, and he's got a lot of talent.
SLR, I think, won the second EGL tournament, so it would be their second title. Bailey already pitting. That's very
people are
early.
going crazy here, Thimo. But
oh no! Pretorius has spun on the pit straight! And he's off, and he's hit the barrier, and he's lost an end plate, and now he has to get his car facing the right way, so that's one SLR driver who is gone. And let's see what's happened in the pit lane. Bailey just barely ahead of Light Cruise. He might have been unlucky with being held there, I don't know. I don't know, maybe that's an undercut or something. I mean, he's definitely trying to undercut the others, so Jensen can pit this lap. And Speedy is also pitted.
Thimo.
Yo, tires. I'm sorry. This time I actually forgot it. Oh, Rin on hards. In general, VRL and DMR on softs and hards. That's interesting. Only the top 4 and Pretorius, who used to be close to the top 4 earlier, are still running on softs. I didn't expect people to pit that early because, so like I thought it was gonna be lap 4 and lap 5, the 2 pit laps. And turns out I was wrong.
Yeah, so Speedy obviously pitting first because you don't want Terra and Speedy pitting at the same time because of course they are running in front of you, one in front of the other. So split strategies here between Terra and Speedy. Question is, how powerful is the undercut going to be?
I think it's very strong here. That's what I gathered from listening to the to the 2 server practice, where I got all my knowledge from. And so I think it's very powerful, but the tires tend to die in the end, and now, oh, they are very close to each other. Jensen and WoW both making sure that they don't do a repeat of what they did in Silverstone, I think it was, where both of them got penalties. So Jensen definitely got one, but I think WoW as well. And that gave Terra the win in the end. And Terra is actually overcutting all of them. I did not see that coming. I thought he was gonna pit in lap 4. He's still staying out, trying to get an advantage.
Yeah, I think Terra's just trying to maybe extend these.
Oh, Bailey's come out ahead of Jensen, and Speedy's come out ahead of Jensen, and WoW as well. So the undercut is almighty. We've got Bailey, Thompson, and Nat race lead. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Terra's going to try and extend this stint on the softs. He is very good on the tires, and he was just running behind that battle of Jensen and WoW. So sitting nicely at the back, charging his battery, probably for this moment, so that he can start his assault on these couple of hot laps before he comes into the pits. And Popo was also fighting Danny Tar. Oh, and Danny Tar clips the wall just under the bridge. Yeah, so these two guys are battling hard. DMR, Popo, and Danny Tar are going hammer and tongs at it.
Yeah, as good as you can in Singapore. And it's oh, Iceman with a penalty. It's always, the tension is so big at Singapore because every time, I mean, it's 15 laps and it's I think 23 corners or 22. You have to navigate them absolutely perfectly.
Inch perfectly, yeah.
Every time, because if you don't, you either lose time or you lose a wing, which, guess what, loses your time. And you don't want to lose time as a racing driver. So, I don't know. Terra comes into the pits. Let's see where he comes out. I predict he's gonna be between WoW and Light Cruiser, judging by how good the undercut looked to be. So where's Bailey Thompson? Bailey Thompson is coming around the penultimate turn, comes onto the pit straight. And where's Terra? Terra has been released already. Bailey Thompson past the pit exit, past Terra. Terra will also be behind Speedy, and with Jensen it might be close. No, Jensen has the overspeed, so He's right there, but Terra is between Jensen and WoW, so WoW is absolutely lost out. He was in P1, now he's in net P5. Danny Todd also passed Popo Gamer.
Yeah, it's a fantastic battle. It was actually Popo that got past Danny, and then Danny got the move back down again.
Yeah, I
So
kind
this is,
of... I wish I
it's
could pay
quite
attention.
fantastic battle between these two guys.
It looks like podium is gonna be all wrong first, but you might get the point because Jensen is running in P3. I'm very impressed by Bailey. When I was thinking about who I should pick for P3, I was thinking about Bailey, but then I thought, yeah, this is Singapore. Overtaking is hard, so Bailey probably P4. And now he's leading the race with 2.2 seconds advantage on Speedy. And yeah, absolutely great drive from him. Last tournament, I mean, we know he's a very good driver, but last tournament he just failed to show it. He tends to get in trouble when he has to fight through the field, from what I've observed in the past watching him drive. But this time he's absolutely kept it clean so far, and yeah, it looks like
if you remember the last time out, Thimo, when we interviewed him in the last tournament, yeah, he was really, really disappointed with his performance, and he said he's going to work hard to improve, his coming from the midfield for the next tournament, and it is showing.
It really is, yeah. Vexation with
the feet, yeah.
Who of the front has got penalties? I know Jensen picked up a warning, but I was riding on board with him, but I think that's all for him. Maybe you could check out Bailey, Speedy, and Terran. We've got yellows, and it's Danny Todd! So the incredible battle we couldn't really watch because, front things happened, has ended in tears as Danny Todd was facing the wrong way for a second there. Maybe there's going to be a report here. I don't know. Popo Gamer...
Yeah, Speedy's on the move here on Jensen. He's trying to get the move done.
Yeah, thanks.
This is going to be a
contact! And I think, yeah, it's actually Jensen who's trying to get the move done in Speedy, and now it's an SLR. Net 1-2, and Terra takes the... Terra at the wall! Did he lose a front wing? But I guess if he did... No, he didn't.
I don't think there was any front wing.
Sideways for Speedy, and it's all falling apart for Speedy. Now, WoW is
coming
on
under
the
attack by WoW. But Speedy's going to defend that and close the door on him.
I don't know what happened there to Speedy, so...
Oh, WoW gets himself a 3-second time penalty!
Yeah, that's massive. I think that might actually just put him out of contention. As much as I think he's a very good driver, but I doubt he can overtake all of them and then get 3 seconds clean. We've got yellows, and it's Adironov, and he's right within the lead. 3 joins into them. That you shouldn't do that. I'm pretty sure that will get that. I think that will be more than a slip on the wrist, because they actually actively had to avoid him. I can only imagine the shouting in the room of 2 Sorel right now, and now WoW is on the inside. And little wheel banging there. Speedy's front tire clips the rear tire of WoW, and WoW has made the move stick, so he's in P4. Well, I'm talking about it as if Vexation and Popo had already pitted. Vexation might actually come out right in this battle.
Can he get this move back done on him again with the DRS?
Yeah, I think so. WoW goes.
No, he's not. Actually, he's not.
Later breaking.
Unless he goes one.
He does. Oh, he swings it around the outside. Good move from him.
No! Wow, pumps the back of him again.
Oh, this is so wow. Like, last race has been absolutely clean, and this race has been what we expected in Singapore. There's not a lot of space. If you put lots of cars on not a lot of space, you're going to see some...
yeah, but I think Speedy would have a case to mention in terms of the car on track, because Speedy had to take really evasive action to avoid that car. Thankfully, he goes through him, but that compromised his racing line, or his pace on the main straight, which then helped WoW get past him.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get to...
And also, if you notice, this gap has opened up significantly between Terra and Speedy. So I'm wondering, is that strategic, that Speedy is trying to open up this, or let Terra get away to try and make it more difficult for WoW?
I don't think so, honestly. I think Speedy is a driver who wants to give it his fullest. On the other hand, maybe it's like 2 birds with 1 stone, because he can... Oh, coolest tires. Wow, going very wide in the background. We've got a 1-2 for SLR right now, and there's yellows. What's going on there? Danny Todd on the back of Pretorius. Was it Shu? No. Who was... I don't know who was off there. And something we should not lose out of sight is Vexation, because he is currently P1, of course, because he hasn't pitted, and Marcinez gets a penalty, and he is 21.3 seconds out of Speedy, so he might actually get between Speedy and Terror and split them up, get into P4, get good points for VRL. Nicolais, I don't know, there's been lots of yellow flags and I can't, like, I don't see what's causing them. That's kind of bothering me.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm just looking at this here. I think Bailey's going to get this race win.
I think
Of course, if everyone keeps it on track, I think Bailey's going to get it. That's going to be a fantastic result for him personally, but also for SLR, because Jensen currently in the, well, net P2. But of course, Jensen does have a 3-second time penalty.
Wait, who?
No, sorry, he doesn't. It's
Wow.
Wow. Sorry, Wow has it. So yeah, effectively the grid is Bailey, Jensen, and Terror.
Yeah, this is really interesting for the championship because like Speedy and Wow are both struggling. There's the next yellow, please. Oh no! Popo Gamer! Popo Gamer hit the pit lane wall!
Astro Boys has also crashed and he is retired as well.
Yeah, Popo Gamer locked up on his way into the pits and he straight lined into the wall, and I misinterpreted Vexation's gap. He's only in P8 for now, maybe even behind Rinrin. No, not behind Rinrin. Or, no. Okay, so he's in P8, and now we've restored order in the galaxy and also in the timing tower.
Yeah, so Speedy still hasn't been able to shake off this lurking Wow as he is going for the move. Yeah, the overspeed he's got is remarkable, but Speedy's hanging on in there. This is getting a bit personal. He will not yield. Speedy is not going to yield that easy.
Yeah, that's what Speedy meant when he said he was kind of scared of WoW. We thought he was talking about race pace, but he's actually talking about having a fierce battle that might end in tears. Not saying WoW is a dirty driver. He obviously is not. He wouldn't race at this level if he wasn't. Vexation! Vexation is out. Let's ride on board with Danny Todd to see what happened there. I only imagine he hit the wall in that left-hander? No. What happened? Yellow flags up ahead. End of that long straight. What happened? He retired then. We didn't see it. Oh, so that puts him out of the race. And
Jensen is also closing this gap on Bailey as well.
Yeah.
He's catching him fast. So has Bailey got an issue?
I don't know. I think, yeah, Bailey might have an issue because he pitted in lap 3, remember? And,
That's right.
And Jensen pitted in lap 4, and that's what I overheard while... Oh, Bance also retired. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Bance got taken out at the start with there was a collision with Astros. I think must have collided with someone and he just collected Bance. So removing the blindfold didn't help Bance, because if he had removed it, he would have seen.
Ooh. I was also on the back of Speedy. But what I was getting at is that I forgot what I was getting at, and now Wow is getting at Speedy into the same corner again, and they run wide again, and wow, it's actually Light Cruiser! Light Cruiser's taken both! What's going on here? Light Cruiser slipped into P4, I did not see that coming. Now Speedy is kind of sideways, Yugos has passed Wow, I am complete... What the hell? What? Wow down in P7? What?
This is all going upside down, yeah. But this is what Singapore, this is why I love Singapore. It is my all-time favorite track. Because it throws up these things like that.
Yeah, I remember, like, back in your Season 2 and Season 3 days, you were, like, the king of being super inconsistent with pace. And I know that Singapore was always the race where you suddenly just pulled a podium out of the hat, and in other races it was like Tipsy struggling to get P12, and then Singapore P3. Boom.
Yeah,
I always thought, what is it with
it
him? What's the deal with that guy?
Lovely street tracks, yeah.
Light Cruisers pulled an absolute sneak attack on this battle group, and it's very interesting because we've got a 1-2 for SLR, and then we're definitely give them the edge in the standings. But we also have Oh, wow. With
3 seconds. That's another 3 seconds for WoW. So he's gonna drop off down the order at 6 seconds. So at the moment he's gonna lose that P7 to Rin.
Yeah, and like, I might actually be
hard as
wrong.
well.
I might be wrong, but Team R could get points. Ooh. I thought they were saving it for Bahrain when they would suddenly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it. I'm not trying to disrespect, I'm just like bantering a bit. And Jensen is getting very close to Bailey. Could.
Yeah, but to see as things stand at the moment, Thimo, SLR, of course, are going to most likely going to take this P1 and P2. Of course, they're going to get a major points haul, but I still think
Oh, Nicholas is off! And he's the cause for the yellow flag. I just went through the timing tower. Yeah, it's Nick, and he's down in P14. He will lose out to Eddie Reneuve, maybe even to Icewind.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I still think 2SRL will still remain P1 because they've got, 3 drivers in the top 6 places. So I think they may still just hang on to that the lead.
Okay, wait. So Terra and Speedy will get 25 points as it stands. So they will get as much as Bailey, and then Yugos adds 8 points on that, and Jensen adds 18. So SLR would get a 10-point edge on them, and that means with a 5-point lead they have, I think as it stands, by my calculations, you win the championship by. SLR are leading by 5 points if it remains the way it is right now. So I think it will be SLR on top after this, and there's another yellow. Let's go through the timing tower, and it is, who's that? DMR Popo. Popo's off. And he drops out of the points, and that gives Pretorius 1 point, so now SLR with a 6-point lead. And speaking of leads, one that is shrinking is Bailey's. I wonder if we're going to see the Dennis, it's James, hold position. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it might. Maybe SLR will think, let's just finish 1-2, let's not...
Yeah, I was wondering, is there going to be team orders here? Because Jensen's really, as I said, he caught up with him nice and tight quickly here, so he's going to get the DRS on these last few laps. Is he going to transcend it, or will he hang it on? That's the question we need to find out. We're going to find it out short.
Yeah, it's hard to say, so I think it would be the better shot if Bailey just stayed ahead, because he also has something to say in the drivers, and we've got a next yellow, please. It's just Singapore things. Keeps my pulse at 180. So...
Ooh, we got a car off. Who was that?
Oh, there's actually a close fight.
Marcin.
Yeah, and he's also picked up a penalty, but there was a close fight. I'm sorry for all the switching. Speedy really wants to get past Light Cruiser. He wants to put some points onto his points tally. It would be 2 more points he would be getting. Yellow's in Sector 3. I don't think it's anyone out of the leading group. So Speedy and Yugos are right up the back. Wow is basically out of this because he's got 6 seconds of penalties. He will drop behind Rin into P8. And,
Yeah, so Speedy's going to want to get this move done on Light Cruiser on this.
Oh no, Speedy! And that will probably... No, it doesn't even see Yugos through, but now Yugos might be attacked by... Wow, I don't think he'll care too much, to be honest. Open DRS, maybe if he covers the inside he can stay ahead. Yeah, late move there, really late move.
Yeah, a wee bit late there.
But it's fine, I think. And it looks like Jensen has stopped his charge. I don't think he will claim anything, and I think that might actually put Bailey Thompson in the lead of our Drivers' Championship. He's collected 15 last time out. He's collecting 25 for this, I think. Who's got the fastest lap? I don't know. But I can actually check. It is Bailey Thompson. So he's collecting 26 even, so he would be at 41 points. I don't think anyone else is matching that. Speedy will be at 35. And Wow, who was second last time out, will get 4 points onto his 19, so he's gonna be at 23. I think Bailey has got the lead after this. And he looks like he's a serious challenger. Terra will be at 30 after claiming 2 P3s, but also let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm kinda disrespecting the fact that it's still 23 or 22 corners to navigate from here. So might still happen. like something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
we're on to the final lap now.
Rinrin gets a penalty, and that basically means now that does basically now mean Popo's hit the wall again. That means that Wow will remain ahead of him, so he gets 6 points instead of 4. Jensen stopped this charge, and you can also see that Terra is closing in on both of them, so they kind of turned it down, I imagine.
And Speedy's also closer to the light cruiser on this final DRS. I think he might be just too far back. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he just...
no, and he pushes him wide! He pushes him wide!
Oh, and he clips him again!
Oh, don't do that! And Speedy stays in P5. I guess Light Cruiser just had an absolute shock. Like, probably a jump scare, because Speedy came out of nowhere there, kinda, and hit him in the rear. Kinda pushed him off. I don't think that's a penalty. I don't know. I don't... Oh, Speedy hits the wall! But he doesn't die! And now he sets lights
on the inside of Light Cruiser!
Wow! He was determined to do something here.
He's desperate, but he's probably going to have another lunge. He's a bit too far back.
Nah, his run was too bad because he tried it last time.
Again.
Oh my! You could just feel the desperation. Wow, it's on the back of
you get past him, yeah.
He tries, but he can't because it's Singapore. And
Bailey comes across the line.
He does.
To claim his first EGL victory. Jensen in P2.
Terra P3.
Terra P3.
And Light Cruiser P4 probably. No late shenanigans. Was there a penalty involved? No, there wasn't. Oh, Speedy! So Speedy with an epic post-line crash. Light Cruiser jumps up into P4, or like he was in P4, but he kind of snuck up there. Speedy P5, Yugos P6, Rinrin P7, getting points for the Imar. Wow, only P8 in the end. I was wrong again. And Pretorius with his P9, so I think what that means is that SLR will lead with 7 points, or even 8 because Bailey has the fastest lap. I think 8 points lead for SLR, but that's still, I mean, it's entirely in the realms of possibility that is closed in. Bahrain is even, I mean, realms of possibility is a bit too vague. It's kind of likely. I like 50-50 Popo doing some donuts. Adi Renev passes him. So DMR just missing out on more points with Shu, Adi Renev, and Popo. Popo must be very mad with himself, I imagine, because he got that, that unfortunate incident where he locked up into the pit wall and killed his car with that, and that completely put him out of any contention. That was an exciting one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
So of course, just to remind people, so from Belgium, of course, Light Cruiser was awarded 5-second time penalty, which moved him to P12. Everyone from P9 to P12 moved up a spot, so it kind of really helped Light Cruiser to get that P4 to try and to try and recover from that penalty that he got in Belgium.
Yeah.
So I think we might have have a little bit of extra time, Thimo, for interviews, because I think there will be a few incidents people will be wanting to report.
Yeah, imagine.
So I reckon we should get definitely the star of that race, Bailey.
Yeah.
Get Bailey in.
Let's
see if I can get him.
So, might also talk to Jensen, I don't know. If we've got some extra time. But on the other hand, it would be interesting to get multiple people from multiple teams in.
So we've got Bailey here, Thimo.
We have got Bailey here. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, we can hear you. That's great. Your mic is also set up properly. So, congratulations first of all, like with Speedy last time. You're now leading the EGL Championship after the second race, and that was a really great drive. So, I don't know. I think the point to start is kind of qualifying. Like, you had such massive pace in the race. How was you qualifying that? Because we couldn't pay attention to that because one-shot qualifying, you know. And was there like, were you satisfied with your qualifying performance, or was it that you could have even started further ahead? What do you think?
Well, I think I could have started further ahead. Turn 4, I hit the wall, my car went up in the air, did a wheelie, and came back down, so...
You still... Where did you qualify? P5, I think?
Yeah.
Well, that's actually... I mean, then it must have been a really good lap. I mean, cars lose time if they do wheelies. Normally, they do.
I lost about 2-3 times in the first sector to what I normally do. So I could have been third, but P5 in the win. What more could you ask for, I suppose?
And even the fastest lap point, I think. Or not? I think... I don't know. But, so like, the second point, then it was the starting position. In the race,
Is the
I
mic
think...
still on? What's it? Everybody went quiet there.
Hello? Can you still hear me?
Hello.
I think that means you can hear me.
Really quiet for me.
Yeah, Timo, you there, man?
Hello?
Timo.
Hello? Hello?
I can't hear. Timo, can you hear him, Bailey?
You've gone really quiet.
Hello?
Ah, there he is.
Okay, so how long could you hear me?
We couldn't hear you at all.
Oh, that's great, but like, I mean, Bailey responded to my first question, so I guess he heard me for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's fine, stream. I just had to reconnect Discord. It sometimes does that. I don't know why it does that. So,
Bailey, for me, I was just saying before I brought you in, you're definitely the outstanding driver in Singapore. To go from where you were on the grid to march your way up to P1 was a phenomenal performance. And I did mention on this during the race that I remember in season 5 of EGL, you were kind of disappointed with yourself in terms of how you performed.
I can't hear either of you.
Oh, you can't hear us? You can't hear us, Timo?
Can you hear me? Bailey, can you hear me? This is kind of weird. What's going on?
If Bailey can't hear us, then sure, we can just move him back out and get somebody else in.
Well, that's sad. I had so many questions. I actually had something prepared for once. Let's wait, you should probably let's text him that he should reconnect once to see.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So what I was about to ask was, I think you undercut everyone. Was that right? Like you pit lap 3, I think.
Yeah, me and Speedy pitted lap 3.
Was that a long-standing plan, or like did you do practice and found out, wow, undercut is really strong here, or was it just like out of the situation? Did you have that? Was it like a trick you had up your sleeve the whole time, or did you just think, oh, I might as well just pit now, and then it worked out all of a sudden, or did you like, was it your master plan? Like, talk us through it.
It was kind of just in the moment. Jensen said I wanted to pit lap 4. And Jensen said, I'm going to pit lap 4, he's ahead, so I just pit the lap earlier in. That turned out to be the better strategy, so...
Okay, that's interesting to know, because I knew from talks of other teams that the undercut was really strong, so when I saw you get in there, I thought, oh, he's made all the testing. Like, in the end, it all worked out for you, so that's very great. Was it after that just a control drive? Because I saw you were dropping a bit in the gap to Jensen, just controlling it and keeping it calm.
Yeah, that was the main thing for me. Just keeping it under control and not to bin it in a wall.
Yeah, we could kind of see, because the gap to... I mean, Jensen was getting closer and Terra was getting closer behind him, but you just had it. So I imagine you could have been faster. But in the end, I think, who was it? I think Prost, like, always tried to win the race as slow as possible.
Yeah.
So you kind of did that there, and it worked out. So congratulations on that. You're leading by 5 points now.
Mm-hmm.
How's your Bahrain? So what's your expectations for the next race?
Not good. Not good. It was like...
It's just like not like the track, or didn't you practice, or did you not practice enough?
I did a lot of practice for this track because it's very difficult on this game.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and
Yeah,
do my best.
Yeah, I think so as well. Tara always says it's an easy track. I don't know what he means. I can't drive Bahrain. So it's not one of your better tracks then, but you practice a lot to make up for that, I imagine.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the point to wish you good luck and maybe. Oh wait, one thing I wanted to ask. Almost outdid myself. You won voice with Jensen. Like, did he just say I'm going to stay behind you, or was it like, did you talk to each other that you weren't gonna fight, or did he genuinely not was he not able to close that gap enough? What went on there?
I think it was lap 12. I think it was lap 12, and the gap to Tara was like 3 seconds, and he was like, "I'm not gonna overtake you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay behind." So.
Okay, that's what I imagined. I mean, fair play, and it worked out perfectly fine. We're still waiting for the standings, but I think SLR leads now. So
Okay, the points are up, man.
okay,
Are
so
they?
I'm gonna switch to the points soon, and I think we're going to move you back into your channel. Thanks a lot for the interview, and
No problem.
good luck for the final round. Let's
Should
hope.
we get somebody else in?
We might. Let's have a look at the points. So it is SLR indeed leading, and I cannot calculate with my head apparently. And it is 81 points for SLR. So they lead with 6 points ahead of Tuserel, who are on 75. This race kinda threw. The chat keeps popping into. I can't read. That race kind of threw VRL a bit off out of the rhythm. Wow was very close to the top last time out. This time he kind of struggled a bit more. La Cruiser was there to kind of take over his role, but he wasn't on the podium in the end. So VRL has dropped back to 42 points. DMR on 6 points. I think with let me quickly. I think DMR are now mathematically just out of it. I might be wrong though. I think it's likely that DMR won't win this one, but I think we've got ourselves a very, very exciting showdown. As you can see in the standings graphics. By the way, thanks to Wimpy for doing these awesome graphics. I really like them. SLR won the Extreme Rivals Tournament 2, and Tuserel obviously won the last one, the Extreme Rivals 5. And so I think it's pretty likely that we will get a 2 times winner with this. VRL also just not out of it, and I think VRL is even kind of the spiritual successor of double champion WWRL. I mean, it's both founded by Light Cruiser. It has a similar lineup, or the drivers have kind of moved on there. So it's
I think we should try and get another interview in, man, before we kick off.
Yeah, I'm rambling too much. So, who do you think? Who should we get?
Well, what I would like to mention just before we get into that is we have a driver replacement.
Oh.
There has been a driver has been removed for a number of reasons, but which we'll not get into. But basically, Marson is being replaced by a driver called Thag. Forgive me, I can't pronounce the name. THYGE.
Yeah. Okay.
So who would you like to get in?
I don't know. Would you do me a solid and do the interview? I think it's starting to rain here, and I have to close the roof window. I'm sorry.
That's all right. So I was thinking maybe get Tara in to see how he got on, how he was finding his pace. So
I'll be right back. I'm sorry, stream, but sometimes the weather does what it does, and unlike the EGL tournament, I can't put weather on clear here.
Hello, Mr. Tara.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, it took me a few seconds to work out that I'd been dragged into the other channel. So
yeah, sorry.
I did work it out eventually, but it took me a few seconds.
Yeah, I normally like to give guys a heads up before I do it, but I thought I'd just kind of drag you in to see if we can get a bit of inside knowledge. But as always, you were a professional and we're saying nothing. But Yeah, man, I just wanted to get you in. I actually wanted to get you in the last time as well, but I thought I'd drag you in for this one. How did you find that battle? There was a few big surprises there with Bailey coming from far back as where he was to get in the race win. Did you find you were kind of really struggling for pace in Singapore?
No, I mean, I felt like I drove as well as I could. Bailey and Jensen very, very, very fast. I think Jensen was a tiny little bit faster in the second stint, maybe because he stopped a couple of laps later. So all I was doing was just trying to put as much pressure on as I could, make sure they couldn't get any penalties. Didn't know that, I knew that Jensen didn't have any penalties, but I didn't know that Bailey didn't have any penalties. So I was just trying to stay within 3 seconds, drive as consistently and as fast as I could. And I think I did that. I mean, that's my pace around Singapore. It was just not quite good enough. Bailey and Jensen, just fantastic drive. Really, really brilliant. So yeah.
So I thought that the 2SRL maybe have done enough to secure that P1 place, but they haven't. I don't know if you've seen the standings, Tara, but
we're slightly behind, right?
Yeah, you're 6 points behind SLR. SLR on 81 points. 2SRL on 75. So this is the decider. Last time out, of course, you guys had comfortably won it by this stage, but not to be this time around. How's your pace and your feelings for Bahrain?
I think this might be one track where some other people might have to step up. It's not a particularly strong track for me personally. It's a bit like Monza in the last tournament. It's sort of similar characteristics. All about braking, all about making sure that you're braking and turning.
Most would be happy.
But yeah, it's not really my bag. I'm just going to see if I can, be as close to the front as possible and not make mistakes and just try and score points. I know that Hugo's and Nick are both quite fast around here, and Speedy's fast everywhere. So I think we got a reasonable shot. I mean, SLR have really stepped up though. Jensen and Bailey, really fantastic performance, particularly Bailey, who's he got me. He was too smart for me at the end of the Spa race. I don't know whether you saw that. I was beginning of the last lap. I was, oh no, I've made a mistake in the hairpin. And Bailey wasn't falling for it though. He stayed behind me up the hill and passed me up the hill. So well done, Bailey, on that one.
Oh no.
I was kind of saying, I wasn't sure whether you were just kind of conceding P2 to Speedy, and if you maybe were just hanging back, or what, or did you had any front wing issues, because you seemed to drop off from those guys pretty rapidly the last 2 laps.
Yeah, no, that was exactly what happened. I used all my battery, so I literally did the whole of the last lap, including the straights, in none. Just to get the battery, and then I decided to try and fake Bailey out by making a mistake into the first hairpin. But as I said, he wasn't falling for it, and the plan was to get him up the hill, but instead he got me up the hill. So nothing to be done about that. Bailey was faster than me, I think, in terms of race pace on the day.
All right, man. Well, thanks for dropping in by us. I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll here, so we can thank you, Tara, and send you back up to your respective team.
Cool. Thank you both.
Yeah, I did a lot. Bye.
Bye.
There we are. What was I going to say there? I was going to say something, but I completely forgot.
In the interview.
Yeah, there was something Tara said there. I've lost it. So it's all come down, Thimo, to Bahrain.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, I'm just thinking. I mean, I think so far most EGL tournaments are. I can't remember an EGL tournament that was not a blast, but I also can't remember one that wasn't as that was this close after 2 rounds. Like, most had a clear favorite that was like leading by, I think, like around 20 points, in some cases even more. Like last time I think 2SRL was up 50 or something, and or 40, and those SOR completely dominated EGL4. I think WWL was very quick in the past as well, so I don't remember a single tournament that was so super close after 2 races, and I'm very, very happy about that, I've got to say. So yeah. Let's see what the final race around Bahrain brings. It's It's a classic Hammond Tilke track, and it has that one characteristic that most of his tracks share, and that is actually not that it's boring as hell, because it isn't. It is that you have a hard braking zone into turn 1, and then you've got a zone where you can run side by side, and it's kind of like in China and in Malaysia was that way, where you could always, or India as well. I think in most cases you had a turn 1, and then you could carry your fight on to the next straight, or and run side by side, switch positions multiple times. And you also got that here. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Very wide track, as most Tilke tracks are. And after turn 1, like if you pass someone in turn 1, the job normally isn't done unless you are able to like make your car super wide and get ahead of him. You will see what I mean on the track. What I'm getting at basically here is there is lots of overtaking, and most battles are not over after you have that one thing. Like in Singapore, we didn't really have lots of overtaking zones at all. We basically had one, and after that you couldn't counter. In Spa, you only overtook people ahead of the...
You know, Thimo, the qualifying's ongoing.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just...
Because the overlay is still on. The people are saying they can't see the overlay is still on.
What?
The
Oh!
overlay.
Oh, the overlay didn't go! That's an issue, thanks.
Yeah, it's
I was aware that there's a qualifying going on, but I thought it's so chaotic, let's just like
Good
have
job
a
you've got
ramble.
me, Thimo, I'm telling you.
So,
At least one of us is professional.
yeah, I know what I'm doing. WoW is leading right
Leave me
now.
alone, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. I'll finish the thought later, I'll definitely get to it, I'm sure. It was a very long thought. WoW is in P1, and he might make it in like 2 poles in 2 races. Jensen is in P2, Bailey Thompson P3, our championship leader is in P3. Iceman also up the order. SLR look like they are set up to close the bag onto Sorrel, because they are, all 5 drivers are within the top 7. And it's WoW in P1, then Jensen, Rinrin with a very good qualifying in 3, Bailey Thompson 4, I didn't see more. We'll get to it. Is Thimo's career over? Boom. I like how Elementrix said Tipsy changed the overlay. Someone knows who's always to blame. It's always Tipsy. I don't make mistakes. Mistakes are for mortals. Anyway, we've got WoW, then Jensen, Ren, Bailey, I said that. Iceman with a good qualifying in P5. Astro finally showing himself towards the front end. Pretorius P7, and then we've got Nicolas as the best 2-0 runner in P8. Vexation P9. Hugos P10 for 2-0 as well. And then Terra in 11. Thige and... Am I wrong? Oh, they skipped the 30-second time. That's sad. I wasn't done rambling for ages.
You were on a wee roll there, Thimo.
Yeah, I just like to talk. It's a lot of fun.
I think everyone has noticed.
And now I can force everyone to listen.
This is your little moment, your claim to fame. The world is finally listening. I'm going to tell them a few strong home truths.
Yeah. I mean, if you can do your Codemasters is bad and unreliable and the community's everything rants, then I can do Helm until track architecture is weird rants. I can do what you can do as well. Anyway, let's go to the to the grid.
So this is all comes down to this. This is actually probably the most exciting, potentially exciting EGL finishes that we're going to get, whereby nothing's decided yet.
I didn't just trip over my backpack and fell down on street. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Keep it together, Thimo. Keep it together.
So, where was I? Titan P12, Light Cruiser P13, Pants 14.
You need to calm down, Thimo.
I am calm. Danny Turd 15, Vascadinius 16, Adi Renerve 17, and Speedy, our P2 in the championship, is then in P18. And that kind of reminds me of the first ever EGL tournament. I think it was even a ZA Majors. No, it was a ZA Majors tournament, but like we don't talk about that. where it was very close between Etni and Revo, and then Revo just lost it in the Suzuka qualifying, and then Etni just won. It kind of reminds me of that. It's apparently it was choking time for 2SRL altogether. They've got a absolute, like, a Herculean task ahead of them if they want to win.
Yeah, whenever you look at these standings as they are, I mean, all the SLR boys, the top 7 places. It's looking pretty strong for them guys, as you know, SLR as the team champions. But anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah. They probably sat together and were like, okay, so you know what we're going to do? Everyone's gonna practice the other tracks 5 hours, and then we all practice 20 hours for Bahrain, so we win in the last race and nobody will see it coming. By the way, it's very, like, because this is, of course, the dawn race of the theme, so you can, like, the sun is kind of coming, but it's still kind of in the night.
There's a fantastic suggestion in the chat.
Stop
Kitsune
talking.
says, hey Thimo, here's a great idea. How about showing the tires?
I just
Timo
lost
has
connection
left
to
the
Steam.
session.
I just lost
Epic.
connection to Steam. Can
We
you
have
send?
lost Timo.
That's not happening. Are you kidding me? That's all.
They're lining up. They are
That's
lining
almost
up.
comedic. Can you send me an
Why?
invite?
Why does this happen all the time?
I don't know. I actually don't want to live on this planet anymore.
They haven't went away yet, so the guys
Go,
are just
give
fighting,
it, go,
lining
radio
up.
guide. Talk.
Just about the lights are on, Timo. Get
It's
in.
your time to ramble. Talk, Tipsy, talk.
I'm gonna have to call this when people can't even see it, so it's fine.
Oh, I'm here.
Wow is leading in quiet, Timo.
Oh, I can't.
Wow is about to lead on the lights out. Astro Boys gets himself a drum thing.
And us, Pretorius as well, and I think also Ice.
Oh, we got a car off in the back. It's Adam.
What's going on? I am completely out of words. SLR have kind of bottled it. I think Jensen's down into P3. Bailey Thompson P4. And I think Astro, Pretorius, and Icewood all with penalties. I'm not sure. Oh, someone's running in the background. It's Terra. Terra's gone. Nicolais as well. So 2-2 boys are spun, but the SLR boys have bottled it in drive-through penalties. What is going on? Yugos is in P6 now, leading the charge for 2SRL, fighting with Pretorius side by side, and that's a very, like, wow, that situation.
Yeah, speedy up 7
Down the
places. We're
inside.
yellow in second 2.
Yeah. Here you have your tires, Kitsune. Be happy.
A disastrous start for Terror, who almost won the championship last time out, down at the P17, and then Bans and Speedy. So it's not looking good for the 2SRL boys to try and get this back-to-back title, as SLR are on a charge here. They want this. They want the full clappage. They want the driver's title and the team. I'm kind of choking them thin air. They want I'm gonna stop for that.
I've been there, but I haven't been there today, which is why you had to listen to me so much. You guys have a very good start. Rinman claimed a position at the start, and wow, looks like he's not running away with this already. It's still half a second to Rinrin. Rinrin is actually, I mean, people were memeing that DMR is waiting to win in Singapore, and that's why they didn't score points in the first time out, but maybe they're actually going to win this. Rinrin is in the fight. We also didn't pick our top.
I have a bit of a crazy suggestion to you, Timo, but tires?
No!
What do you mean, no? The community.
Because the
tires.
position changes are important! And Vexation and Pretorius are fighting! We don't need tires now, we need them when there's strategy going on. Speedy diving down the inside, he's in a literal Williams sandwich. Okay, not literally, he's not a piece of meat. And now can he get past Light Cruiser? No, he can't. No, he can't. And
Timo, people are threatening to say offensive words in chat if you do not put the tires on.
Put the tires on.
There you go. See how difficult was that? Now in the community are happy.
Yeah.
You don't help yourself, team. Oh, what's this? We've got a Speedy.
Speedy's running away, and he's retired. So that means he's out of the championship, and that means Bailey Thompson's closest contender is that guy, and it's Terra in P15. I think that's the nail in the coffin. And
Yeah, I think
you
it's
guys has
pretty
got
much game over for
past.
2 SRL.
You guys has got past Thaig, whatever. And Pretorius is also on his back. Thaig now claiming the slipstream on Yugos. No DRS yet to be had. Thaig breaks Yugos here. And he's up into P6 again. What's about the drive-thrus?
Gary's asking for you to. He wants you to show the position changes.
Why do you all hate me? And now Pretorius gets past Yugos. Yugos will hate that. Maybe gets wide here. And that's a very interesting situation. Now Yugos runs off track, and even Light Cruiser gets him. It's not looking good for Tusserl at all, is it? I thought Astro Boys had a drive-through. What is with that? He's still running in P5 for the moment. What team's Thaig actually driving for VRL? No. Yes. No. No DMR. Because Master Ness was yeah.
Well, it's looking like after 3 laps, this is pretty much coming home to SLR.
Yeah, it looks like it. And there's yellows, and Popo Bascadinha is off. Don't know who caused the yellows there. WoW is having a reasonable lead. Let's see what DRS can do here. So Rinrin will get closer here. It's been 0.8 of a second at the start of the straight, and now it's 4. And Astro Boy's time. Oh right, yeah, he pitted. Ha. Yugos on Light Cruiser. Light Cruiser is running on mediums, which I know because I've had the tire panel up, which is, by the way, the only use of the tire panel right now. And he's got past Light Cruiser, so Yugos up into P7. That's not enough. I'm sorry, it pains me to say, and it might not even be final because Light Cruiser is doing absolutely great defensive work. They're still driving side by side into sector 2 now, and that's some collisions. Light Cruiser has to cut the shake. Oh, he rechides and spins.
Yeah.
And that's Light Cruiser gone. You guys now. I mean, he's freed himself of Light Cruiser, but he might have picked up a penalty in the post-race FIA kind of thing.
So we've got now 2 drivers or 2 SRL up to the top 10. So there may potentially be a little bit of light for the guy. It's not quite just over yet.
Yeah, but that might also just be the sunrise, and that's about it. I don't know. What happened to Danny Todd? Where did he crash? Yeah, I'm running on board with Shu here, but okay.
Oh, Bascantino's getting swamped by the DMR and the Light Cruiser as well.
By the DMR.
Oh, Light Cruiser nearly lost in his game on the exit.
Yeah.
And Popo is now mounting an assault on that P9 of Bance. This is no assist, isn't it? Because some of these guys are able to brake really late without locking up.
Nah, it's just you being bad on the brakes in comparison. Pretorius is in the attack. Or wait, was he ahead of him anyway? I think he was ahead of him anyway. Pretorius ahead of Thaig now. Don't know how that came to be. I don't remember who was ahead. Maybe position changes would help me here. I don't know. Thaig on the outside. Kind of brakes later there, and can he swing it round? In this turn, looks like he's got his nose just behind. Pretorius stays ahead. I can't call corner names here. I can't even call corner numbers. But and he locks up and gets shoved around a bit. And Thaig was definitely worth it, like an addition that's worthwhile for DMR, because he's in P5 and Rinrin is also still within DRS of VRL. So it doesn't look as dire as the last races looked for DMR. Might get away with reasonable points here. Oh, Thaig! Wow, I thought he spun. It was very sideways. Tipsy is still here. You haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the chat, man, and looking at the standings. Don't worry, I'm still here.
You've got your whiteboard out, and now you're thinking about what needs to happen. I can tell you what needs to happen. If Bailey finishes in P3, then he's won it, because he is he's won it unless
Bascandino is trying to get past Bance, but then Terra is also going to try and get past So we're going to have a potentially 3 wide here for turn 1. Bascadino, Terra's very cleverly blocking Bascadino. That was a very clever move.
Oh,
Terra
wow.
runs wide, letting Bance through. Bance runs wide, letting Terra through, and then slots back in behind Terra. That was a fantastic team
Wow.
move there. Bance is going to, of course, defend this inside line against Bascadino.
Yeah, now it's on him to protect Terra, but I don't think he's... he does get the job done. I think just Bascadini got a bit sideways there. Can't imagine that was actually pace. And now let's get the
stop. A bit
stop.
of clever work there by the two SRL boys.
Let's have a look at the stops, and if anyone is gonna bother me about bringing up the tires, I'm going to do things here. Do things to you I won't say on stream, because then Wimpy is going to slap me on my wrist.
That'll be the big block for Thimo. That'll be your last thing.
Yeah, I don't want that. Because then I don't have a vent where I can put all my anger and frustration and all my rants about ham until kit track architecture.
I mean, Thimo, you have a special technique of making friends in chat, because they are going crazy now. Get the tires back.
Of course they are. Anyway,
Vance could have a 3-second time penalty defending against Bascadino.
And that's obviously not what was intended. I imagine he'll dive into the pits now. He's got a very poor run here. No, he is not. And Bascadino, interestingly, going on to
Wow is also going to try and get both of them.
Oh,
wow,
yeah, he is. And Wow, he's driving slalom. What is he doing? That's absolutely great stuff from Wow. He's got the first one, got the second one. And, well, that was clean. And now, I mean, Rin has to replicate that. He's only getting one into this corner, and it's Bascadino, so he is kind of lost out there, because Wow got both of them in the straight, and Rin only got one, so now he'll be held up by Bance, and Bance will knock a little bit of a gap between them. Yugas, meanwhile, a penalty, not good for him. And, yeah, what can two surround wheelers?
Terra really has a bit of a hairy moment there, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not what I... Yeah, but, yeah. Oh, some locking up, and I thought someone was gonna get rear-ended. I think I just missed someone overtaking some... No, I didn't. And Rin is about to pass Bance finally. Maybe into the section, and Bance! There's a collision! We can see that. I was running on board with Jensen here. Bascadino sitting behind them. Bance definitely lost some time in that, and also the position, you know, that also doesn't help. Jensen will try to outbrake Bascadino. Let's see. How much later can he brake? Like, I would guess 10 meters or something, or 5. And he actually gets the move down around the outside into the last turn. Great move from him. I don't know where the DRS line was, but I think Jensen, yeah, Jensen still got DRS. But Bascadino as well. So maybe there's a counter move. Late braking, both of them. And that's what I meant, side by side. That's what my entire run was getting at. We're gonna see some great battles here, because at Spa, after you're overtaken on a camel straight, you cannot counter it. In Singapore, there's one overtaking spot, so you can't counter it. But here you can. And that's great. And that's what we just almost saw. In the end, Jensen still ahead of Bascadino. Bailey Thompson right behind Bascadino. He wants to get past there.
Wow, who's effectively as a race leader, is really desperate to get past Terra here, but Terra's putting up quite a stop. Oh, he taps the back of Terra. We've seen him do that against Speedy as well. It's looking pretty tidy here for Wow getting this race win. It's just a matter of question of where are the SLR and two SRL boys going to finish represented to each other, which will decide who is the ultimate team champion.
Yeah,
so it's not quite over yet. You know, we were looking like it was going to be SLR's pretty much game, set, and match in the early stages, but not quite just yet. Still very much in their hands. We've got a yellow in sector 2, and it was Shu who's just getting himself back on track.
The point is, I'm not trying to tempt fate here, but you know, every one of these yellow flags could be Jensen or Bailey Thompson facing the wrong direction, losing potentially 10 seconds or something, and then everything could be exciting again, or like very close again. I think it's still exciting. Terra has now lost out to Wow. Very point and holding him up even more. Yeah, let's estimate where's he gonna come out. And yeah, I imagine he's gonna be 10th after his pit stop between Bascadino and Popo Gamer. That doesn't win you a championship, I am afraid. And Astro and Popa are obviously having a big fight. But I'm kind of missed it, but there's the tail end of it. Popo is now on the inside for turn 4. Open DRS still. Little bit of a lockup. Can Astro get the switchback? No, he tries to stay on the outside, and that does not set him up for success.
Popo, people would like to see the tires. Thank you very much.
I don't care.
Oh, did you hear that? Wimpy will be listening.
Oh! And that's Popo got very sideways, so Astro finally passed. You know what I would like to see? I would like to see the position changes. I would actually like to see the tires, but I don't want to give in. I have to hold my own. Oh wow! Popo tried to hold his own as well, but that resulted in him, overshooting the braking zone massively and almost killing Astro. Terra finally doves it to the pits. And after that is done, we can also get the tires, because then it will be charged to the end of the race. Here, be happy.
So Tara switches to the super softs, or not, they don't say super softs, the softs. Yeah, 4 laps to go. Yeah, I think it's pretty much game over for the 2 SRL boys.
Yeah, let's quickly do the math. So Terra is in P. Yeah, it's over.
It's well over, yeah. It's looking it's gonna be like a full house for SLR with their individual drivers. Well, not quite. Billy, what does he need? P3 to clinch it?
Yeah, I mean he's gonna clinch it, because I think WoW was too far off, even if he wins this one, and yeah, WoW is too far off, and Terra, like Speedy would have been the closest contestant, but he's out of the race. Terra is also he's in P3. He was in P3 out of this race, but now he's in P9, and there's Yugos retiring, so there goes that driver. He was out of the top 10. I imagine it was yeah. I don't know. I feel like this dusk to dawn setting for two Sorel has kind of gone like a good party, because it was very fun at the start, and they were on a high, and then it got later in the night, and then the first signs of being kind of drunk and wasted started showing, and SLR took something, and now they are waking up, and the morning doesn't look good at all.
Yeah, Thag is P6 is on the back of Vexation. He looks like a pretty racy guy. He's a very good replacement. I'm just wondering why maybe the guys didn't run with him from the start, because he's got pace, and he's I mean, he's up to P6 here, and he looks like he's gonna get P5.
Yeah, this for 2 Sorel is kind of the morning headache after having a fun night, and it doesn't look like it's gonna get better. Astro Boy is finally out of Popo again. They are having their own mini war here for P10 for the final point, and for now Astro Boys is winning that, even with a drive-through penalty. You have to think about that. Astro lost I don't know, I imagine 16, 17 seconds in a drive-through penalty, and he is 30 seconds off the lead. He would be around where Vexation is, so around P5. Can make it even better for SLR, even more dominant. He's not, but he had the pace, and now Thig also has the pace and goes down the inside into the final turn. Will there be a counter move by Vexation? We'll see. And Vrinvin and Jensen are actually fighting it out. How could I almost miss that? I didn't have that on my radar at all. So see, they are running side by side out of turn 3. Terra gets the fastest lap, at least that. Vrinvin on the inside, Jensen on the outside. And can he do it? I think he can. Yes, he can. Jensen is in P2, leading the charge for SLR. He will get himself another P2 if everything goes according to plan, or according to his plan. Vrinvin certainly has some other plans. Are you still alive, Tipsy?
Yeah, I'm just watching Fag here.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm talking a lot, but then I kind of get the impression that you died. And, you know, maybe you just pretend that you died, so I'll have a minute of silence, so you can stop
No,
talking.
sometimes I just say keep quiet and see how long you can keep talking.
It's the no breathing, only talking challenge. I'm good at it.
Oh, Vexation, he's really
yeah.
trying to push to get that place back off Fag, but Fag caught up his rear end there and passed him.
And yeah, he got a bit wide. Is there any, like, are there any penalties involved in that? Maybe you can have a look at that. Be interesting. Are any penalties even impacting this race? As Popo gets one.
All right, I'll have a quick rundown and
Thicon Vexation. And can he defend it? Vexation will now get probably the better run. Yes, he can, and he wrestles Thike off. Thike 4 tires off track and a bad run, so that's Vexation back into P5. But I think Vexation needs a penalty, and suddenly Pretorius comes out of nowhere and he threads the needle between them and locks up, loses the positions again. I thought he was pulling off an absolute masterclass of a move. Now hitting Thike in the back barely. I thought he was gonna pull off a masterclass. In the end, he only, like, he didn't get to finish it. He only showed himself, was like, hi, and then he was gone again. Ah, what a shame. Terra and Light Cruiser are actually very close together on track as well, so that might be Terra up. And actually, if Terra gets into P, I think Terra will be ahead of Speedy in the championship if he gets P8. I think he will.
yeah, so
no,
Billy's basically gonna clutch this, as we know, and it's kind of shows you don't have to win all the races to, you know, to get the title.
Yeah.
As we're on the final lap now. We will of course have to pick our driver of the tournament.
I mean, yeah, but in these kind of circumstances, it's really hard to not give driver of the tournament to the one who won. I think Billy has been a standout performer. I know that. I think WoW did a.
I think WoW would deserve it, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, Terra and Light Cruiser fighting. Probably into turn 1 and 2. Yeah, that's why I was talking about that so much. See? All the stuff I was telling you did actually come into effect. Oh, late lunge by Light Cruiser. I did not see that coming. I don't know if Terra did, but he's certainly not closed in too much on him, so there's no collision here. Only one overtaking or two proper braking zones for Light Cruiser to get past Terra again left. Terra will get 5 points out of this as it stands right now, but I think he's 7 points or even 8 points behind Speedy in the championship. So Speedy will still be ahead of Terra for P2. Maybe someone else comes in. I think WoW's got a very good shot at getting like P2 or P3 maybe. And first of all, before he does that, he's gonna exit the final corner, and the fireworks are going to be there for him, but Thag and Vexation are running side by side, and there's some wheel bang. I really wanted to honor WoW here, but there's some action in the final corner. Thag gets sideways. Capritorius maybe slip through. No, that's gonna be a run to the line. It's gonna be a photo finish, and I think Vexation has it.
I thought Fag was gonna come up his rear there, but no, he manages to get. Yeah, he doesn't manage actually to get the move done on him. I can tell you that the board have actually decided who gets driver of the day. It's not up to us.
Oh, that's good.
And the board have decided it is WoW.
Okay.
Because he took all the polls and his raw pace is among the best of the field. So WoW is the driver of the day, or driver of the tournament.
Yeah. It's like, you know, there's a very intelligent theme involved, so, you know, it's actually the driver of the night, but sure. Anyway. Enough being not funny. WoW claims the victory here with a truly impressive drive. 4 seconds, it's the biggest winning margin of the evening. Jensen, second P2. He won the last tournament. He won't win this, but he's done a great job. Rin. I don't know where he was in the first 2 races. Kind of further down the order, he gets DMR on the podium once as well. So good drive from him. And a thing I'm wondering right now is, have VRL actually overtaken Tussarel? I don't know. But it might be close. With the victory of Vow and Terra being their only source of points. I think it was like a 30-second gap, and I think they might have closed that. So maybe Tussarel not even on the second step of the podium. I don't know.
I think we're pretty confident though. SLR have got the title of the EGL. I think it's their second time winning it.
It is.
But as of yet, to date, no team that we have come across has managed to get back-to-back titles. No one has been able to defend their title. It just goes to show you how difficult it is for these teams to win all the time, because it's such the caliber of the guys at the top is so high that it's just difficult for these guys to just get, like I said, the back-to-backs. But I think we will eventually get it. 2SRL and SLR have been there from the beginning. Of course, them the guys who did, of course, create the EGL tournaments. They kind of are the two teams, the main teams to beat. So, because they're always there, they're always the main contenders. But nothing is official yet. We will, of course, wait for the final official standings and the final official results. But our own preliminary results would be the SLR has got the full house here, driver and team champions.
Yeah, so am I. I am even confident enough to, even though it is technically not official yet, put this here on the screen when it plays here. I think it's pretty safe to say that SLR have got this. They were in the lead ahead of this race, and they got away with, I think, the most points out of this race. Maybe VRL has got more, I don't know, but they certainly, VRL certainly didn't close the gap. Tussarel barely scored, so SLR has certainly won this. I didn't see a single incident that would have been worth even talking about the possibility of time penalties, so I think we can congratulate them at this point. They have, the last time they won was in Season 2, and they have done it again. Season 2, Tournament 2.
Yeah, they had a good shout last time out, really. Well, I want to say they had a good shout. 2SRL had it wrapped up by the second race, but they were always there. SLR were always lurking to capitalize. Jensen, of course, was the until it's been official decided. Jensen was the last EGL champion, so they've always had the pace. We knew they could do it. 2SRL came in very strongly. I know the tracks that were selected were not particularly much of any favor to the 2SRL boys, but they still put on a great show. So commiserations to them, of course, for not being able to retain the title, but congratulations, I guess, to SLR.
Yeah, really. I mean, I'm really happy for them. They have been one of the two racing leagues that obviously created this, as you already said, and they have done it, and it's been a great performance. It's been great watching them, and I mean, look at their lineup, and you don't see a single weak driver there. There's no one to be. No, I don't think any driver in this tournament has been weak, but I think SLR just picked 5 absolute top tier drivers, and the top tier drivers did deliver on the top level, and that's what gave him. Yeah, that's what gave him victory today. I think Tussarel also with a very great lineup. I mean, just from results-wise, I think Nick has been just the last one. If Nick is, I think I already said that last time, but if Nick is the slowest driver in your team, in the end results, then your team is almighty fast, because Nick is almighty fast. So, you gotta give him that, but they didn't use it today. They made mistakes in Singapore and in Bahrain particularly, and so even though they were in it until the last race, they just missed out because of their own mistakes. I would call it a fair tournament and a fair and square win for SLR, as we're waiting for the standings graphics.
Just the official standings graphics. Yeah, we're just waiting for notification, but I think it's pretty safe. We could probably bring in the SLR boys. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Let's get them in. Let's get
Yeah,
all of them.
I'll go give them a heads up just to let them know we're bringing them in. So 2 seconds.
I want to mention that in in our little group we have to organize all of the stream and stuff. Like Wimpy posted, I guess it's safe to upload this with the SLR one, and OceanChief called it jinxed, but it was it was such a dominant victory in Bahrain that you know, Wimpy didn't even manage to jinx him over. So I mean, yeah.
Thimo, I can say we are graced the interview channel by current EGL rivals champions SLR. In fact, am I missing someone? I am.
Yeah.
Astro.
Astro went offline.
Oh no.
You have to go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fair
Unfortunately.
enough.
But yeah, congratulations, guys. That was a fantastic overall team performance. And also congratulations to Bailey to you for your individual title. Well done, guys. How was the tournament for you overall?
It started very shitty with a lag lobby in Spa. So I had a bit of bad luck there. But I grew in the tournament. Pretty much.
Yes, good job to Jensen and Bailey for sure. I kind of bottled it in the last 2 races, and especially in the last one with a pretty good qualifying. But I don't know. As Kimmy said, I kind of ran out of talent there. Jump start and lost by the first turn, and that was it. But yeah, good job by the guys.
And I don't
how
know.
do you say? Keeping it up still, even if I bottled it on the last 2 races a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, Bailey, if you can hear us, but congratulations, man, on getting the title. You were determined to come back strong after the last tournament, and my goodness, you've came back 10 times stronger. So congratulations. I guess he can't hear me.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I can, sorry. My internet just cut off and stopped
Yeah,
it.
cut off.
Thanks.
Did I cut
Yeah.
off? Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well,
Damn it.
congratulations, Bailey, anyway.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job.
I don't know. I would have expected a little bit more elation from you all.
Yeah, I don't know. We are.
Wow! Oh my god, I'm so
I mean, I am happy. I'm just not entirely happy with my own performance in the last 2 races. But yes, it's of course. I kind of felt like Bailey and Jensen have it under control. So yeah, good job to those guys. I'm there. I don't know. I guess Jensen was our captain for this one. So
yeah, for sure.
thanks for leading us through this.
We did it together, and I think what helped us us all was the communication this time. Me and
Yeah,
Bailey,
indeed.
for example, we knew exactly when one of us was going for the undercut because he was under threat behind him, for example, and went to overcut. And like Singapore, we just finished the race, and I think Singapore was the deciding factor this tournament.
Yeah. I1-2 really helped us.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Singapore was the turning point for this, I think.
But
And
I'm
then
happy, Tipsy.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm happy.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I think Pretorius has to say something. He's not said a word.
Yay.
What
Thanks.
do you want to say? I mean,
No,
yeah,
no.
my race was pretty bad, I would say, because yeah, the first race obviously I had an incident, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we were a good wingman for
Yes.
Bailey and Jensen. Pretty
Valtteri?
even points from us.
Points?
Yeah,
Crucial. Every point counts.
indeed. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'll say this on stream. I probably shouldn't say it, but I was highly against driving in this tournament at all. But for me, driving on this tournament. But I suppose in the end it was a
Well, you did fine.
good experience. I did find it the first race, not so much in the last two.
The first race was really good from you.
Yeah.
The first race was Terror playing mind games on the last lap. Coming in I don't know whether it was on stream, but coming in the first corner, he went really wide and
We interviewed
almost
him.
on the curb, and I didn't fall for it. I stood right behind him and I moved into the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We interviewed him after we interviewed you in Singapore, and he talked about how he wasn't able to outsmart you in that race.
Yeah. Bailey was talking 5 times that lap on. He's trying to trick me.
Yeah, we just kept saying like head down.
He's seeing right through the lies of Terra Incognita.
Yeah.
Tara was saying in the interview that he was like, "Oh no, I accidentally ran wide of the hairpin." Billy didn't buy it.
Oh, my brake bias was off.
Oh no, my brake pedal fell off the stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's sector 2.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's that kind of knowledge and experience and race knowledge, I suppose, from Billy is what you kind of need at this level. Because Tara's a crafty racer, and he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. But this is all just empowering and strengthening Billy. Because I mean, I said on the stream that you're a remarkably fast young talent, and you're only just going to get better. And this is just going to give you more experience. So I think you're going to be a force to be reckoned with in future tournaments.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
Not ready for SLR tomorrow night. I haven't done any practice.
In 1 year, Bailey, no one stands a chance.
Well, Billy, I was just thinking, you're like the complete opposite of me. You're young and you're fast. You're my nemesis.
Can we just point out the opposite, even though it's quite clear? The opposite is, of course, you're old and slow, Chief. I just want to make sure.
But yeah, I would just like to say thanks, guys. Obviously, it's great to win the championship, but also the drivers' championship. And Billy, I don't know, man, just everybody's just glowing about you. 12 years old, winning the EGL like that is just against those drivers, crazy.
13 now.
right ahead.
Well,
Upgrade.
That is a very important 1 year at this point.
Yeah.
It makes more of a difference than when OceanChief turns a year old.
See, I don't actually want to get older because it sounds cooler when someone says a 12-year-old wants something instead of a 13. So
Yeah, and it's really humiliating for the rest of us. That's even better.
Jensen sitting there. I had to give way to a 13-year-old. What have I done?
Oh, I did it with pleasure.
Can I just say, if Terror's listening to the stream, I want him to open up the next 2 SRL broadcast by saying that they are the second
Fastest league.
EGL team. Right there.
Oh, careful now, Chief. Remember what the last team. Remember what SOR said at the end. They said they would come back and defend it. It'll be quote easy, and then they got annihilated.
Oh yes.
So be careful what you wish for.
By the way, I think we do.
Yes, standing far up.
2 titles.
Yeah,
But for the coming 8 weeks, we are the best.
And oh wow, we've actually got a points tie between 2SRL and VRL on 80 points. What are the chances? Ooh.
They haven't updated for me.
Wait, so WoW won one race, and Speedy won one race. So like, which league has got more P2s?
I think WoW got second in Spa, and Speedy didn't get second in.
Yeah, there's an audio file uploaded on 2SRL Discord. It's called LOL Speedy. So I think I should.
I'm gonna check that one out soon.
Yeah, then he can warn me if I should be able to play it.
I think I'm going to be very quiet in that Discord. Not.
Just shout out to Nick for the battle in Bahrain. We had a a shame it was our P14, but it was good, clean racing, really hard racing. But that's what it's all about.
Where are the results at?
Yeah, I'm just wondering about the same thing actually.
Now the results are on stream at least, I think.
Okay. It's
Well,
not on the.
We have SLR with 118 points. That's the points Matt you
Damn.
collect. Damn.
Damn.
And 2Sorel on 80, VRL on 80, and Dimar on 29. Now I'm going to head to the standings channel to find out which league has got like out of Blackout,
Thimo,
VRL, and 2Sorel.
While you're sorting that out, we've kind of broken all our own personal rules by bringing so many people into the interview channel. But this, of course, this is different circumstances. But what I would like to do, if you guys would stay on with us, is I want to bring what has been decided by the EGL board as the driver of the tournament. Normally, you would expect, it'll probably be Bailey or Jensen.
I'm
but
sorry.
No,
WoW was really fast, so he deserves it.
It's been given to WoW, and I think he thoroughly deserves it. Getting all the polls, pretty much all the polls, and his overall race pace.
Oh, he was so annoyingly with those polls. It was so close every 2 times.
So yeah, joining us on the stream with the champion TSLR is the driver of the tournament by, I think everyone would agree, a clear margin. By getting all the pole positions, and his overall race pace was pretty much faster than anyone. Wow, you are our driver of the tournament, man! Congratulations.
Thanks.
How did you find the tournament? This is your second tournament. How did that go for you?
Definitely better than the first one. Less penalties, and overall a better performance for me.
Yeah. Congrats. Great job.
Thanks.
Does any boys SLR would like to have any comments for WoW? That he put up quite a staunch defense.
He is definitely a fast guy. He is my former teammate in SOR actually. But, yeah,
and I battled him a lot the previous tournament, so I knew how fast he was, and if he got his consistency on point, he was really a big candidate to win this thing. So a truly deserved driver of the tournament, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Yes, congratulations! Wow. I think that's pretty much it, Thimo. Unless there's anything else we need to cover.
Yeah, one more thing. Thimo, do you got the standings?
I do.
Because Terror needs to know if he's going to say second fastest league or third fastest league.
It's third fastest league because VRL has WoW, who was second, and 2Sorel, like both leagues had one victory, but but VRL had one P2 and 2Sorel didn't, so that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Well, that was all from my side.
Right, man.
Yeah. I mean, 2Sorel did good for the fact that they only drove 2 races. So.
2 races?
They only drove 2 races.
Okay.
No. Well, yeah, because.
Okay.
What? No, it's gonna. I was just like memeing it because they will, like, I'm sure they won't talk about Bahrain.
Ah, okay. I get it.
Because their best position there was Terra in P8, so I think they won't want to talk about that race.
Did you know we press start for the first 5 laps on Spa to let the AI decide where we should pick up the race?
Hey?
No, it's a very bad joke. I'll see myself out.
No, in the end it was even closer than I thought in the standings. Like, WoW was only 4 points behind Bailey.
Yep.
But like, I mean, Bailey Bailey needed to finish 5th, I think.
WoW did gain last race because of the 4th position of Bailey.
Yeah, that's a great drive from both of you. 2 podiums.
Yeah, really happy about it.
Alright, you had 2 podiums as well. I'm sorry, I just looked at Bailey and WoW. But you had also got 2.
Yeah, thank you.
And I suppose one good thing is that the lobby was better than the last EGL, so
yeah,
yep.
Yeah, you did something.
Shame I couldn't record myself, but
Wait, but where are you even on the standings? Can't find you.
Me? I'm like
there are
8th.
you. Yeah, no, I just didn't find because normally you've got that gloomy in front of your name. Okay, so so that's that. I think we should. I mean, in the past tournaments, we've always brought the admin team in. Maybe we should. Maybe we should.
Yeah, let's party.
I don't know. It's up to them if they want in. Because if they are not, then they won't. Then I can't say them thank you for everything to their faces. And they have to listen to the stream.
Well, you're hardly going to say it to their faces when they live in a different country.
Shush! Shush!
Timo, get on with the program.
Shush! No! I won't let you ruin this. I was thinking for 3 seconds about how I'm going to say that.
I'm not the one that's ruining it, Timo. You're doing a pretty good job yourself.
Okay, do whatever. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know whether the FIA team and the backroom staff would want to come onto the stream. I know they probably are listening, so if so, they can join us. But I think what we have to do now, team, is what we always do: is just thank everyone that supported the channel, supported the EGL, the backroom staff, Dead Pixel, Elementrix, Maple, Wimpy, Chief. Forgive me if I've missed anyone. And then all the teams taking part, everyone taking part, all the drivers, maybe a few, bar one or two, all the drivers, taking part in the league, putting all the practice in that they have done, take it really seriously. And congratulations to SLR and Bailey for putting on a fantastic show. And I guess just everyone just tune in and be ready for the next one. It's not over yet.
It never will be.
Well, we've got momentum now.
And do I still sound 50, Jensen?
45.
So I'm coming down a bit. Happy days.
Yeah. A few more ciders and.
No. No, I think if I get a few more ciders in me, I'll be taking off air.
Okay, so
yeah.
That was a great tournament, I think. I mean,
and thank you guys for casting it once again. I'm sure you did a great job.
Yeah, I was about to thank Tipsy for joining me, but he just he suddenly insulted me so much. I mean, I thought we were.
Hold on, whoa.
I thought we were friends.
Hold on a minute,
okay.
the insult.
So
what about the insult you did on me? You think I missed it when I mentioned
What did I say?
Oh yes, you see, I heard
that was a very high praise. I said let's insult Tipsy behind his back, and then nothing came to mind. That was praise.
No,
okay.
I was questioning, are these guys running assists because they're really good at breaking late? And you were mentioning how rubbish I am on the foot. Yeah, you thought I missed that? Oh yeah.
I had racing line on.
Oh yeah, I suppose
I hear everything. Just because I don't call it out doesn't mean I didn't hear it. I banked that in the back of my mind, and now I remember that whenever I see you. So.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna thank you because you just beat me at my own game of making people guilty. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
I don't need to thank us. It was probably average performance by me and Thimo. It was all you boys on the track that really made the stream.
I was talking fast.
Good job, team.
Driving. Just kidding. Yeah, I think also thanks to all the viewers who were supporting the stream. Thanks to everyone who shared the stream and stuck around. And I think that's a point to end it. Tipsy, have you got any final thoughts? I love that part.
Well, you see, you asked me that.
I should pull in Terra and ask him if he has any final thoughts.
Yeah, but you asked me that like that's gonna throw me, but it doesn't throw me because I can have a lasting thought. People never really grow up; they only learn how to act in public.
Mm-hmm.
Very wise words.
Would you like another one?
I'll keep them in mind.
Would you like another one?
Yeah, do you have like
sure.
Do you have like a calendar with all these just to?
No, it's called a memory and old age. You just kind of remember these.
But you're only saying people don't grow up because you're 50.
Okay, let me quickly.
What you see? You see, Timo, you shouldn't have asked me that because then I'm just going to go on a rant here, and you're going to have to end the stream at some point.
Yeah.
Because I've often said, if money doesn't grow on trees, why do banks have branches? And I mean, Why is it you cut a tree down, and then when you've cut the tree down, you cut it up? How does that make sense?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, team, would you want to just end the stream now?
Yeah, I really want to. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. See you
Bye bye.
tomorrow for. Oh right, plug. Tomorrow is the first race of the Assetto Corsa Season 2 at Watkins Glen in GT3 cars, and I'm driving. Tipsy's driving.
What?
I think
And I
you're
will be
driving.
talking about the weather for 30 laps or how many.
Right,
however many
yeah,
laps.
we've got Icewind is gonna broadcast. You're signed up. You're in the very unsuspiciously named team Irish Racing Agents. You have to do something.
Irish Racing
Alright.
Agents. Why is Irish Racing Agents suspicious? That
I
was
don't know.
my
You
idea.
tell me.
I don't see any problem with it unless you give the
I'm just
abbreviation
gonna
of it.
say
I mean-
car bombs and end the stream.
No,
Goodbye.
no.